where we come. The 12 tribes of Israel. 721 the Assyrian king, he took us down, we fell. With a great escape we went to the Euphrates. The Lord held the water still. To a land where no mankind dwelt, we went. The 12 tribes of Israel.
Everything's okay?
He from Puerto Rico, and probably from the house of Hawaii.
The Lord is calling back Israel.
Simeon, the Arabs and Africans told us
at gunpoint.
Together our wives and children have sold us. In the bellies of these great ships we traveled in fear. By the rivers of Babylon we found our brothers here. A higher gatherers. Whoa. The Mexicans. I am gathering in from Australia, it's the cost of Mexican. That's who we speak, children, the Negroes, living in the West Indian. He from Puerto Rico, Nepali from the Isles of Hawaii. The Lord is calling back Israel. Simeon, the Dominicans, our highest gathering Israel.
Shalom, brothers and sisters. I'm Elder Rawchaa. Come on in here with me, Gaja. All right, come on in. Yes, squeeze on in here. I'm Elder Rawchaa, the Gathering of Christ Church, here with the elders. We have, hold up, let me make sure I have Elder Lawya in a place where you can actually see him here. All right, there we go. We have Elder Lawya. You on the line, right?
Yes, sir. Shalom. Can you hear me?
I can hear you loud and clear, but there's a lot of static going on. Please straighten that out, whatever that is going on there. I have no idea. All right, but are you...
Let me try to come out and come back in, okay?
All right. Are you using a phone? What are you using?
Yes, a phone.
Okay, whatever it is, please, because we got a long broadcast. So how you want to do this?
Oh, all right. I'm going to try to hang up and call back in.
Okay, it's okay if it's going to stay like this throughout the broadcast. Okay, you're good now, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, okay. Well, as long as it stays like this, we're good. All right. Thank you, brother. We have Elder Lawya there, and we have Elder Gaja. I know you're dealing with something over the UK, but we have to get this show together. There's spirits trying to work in the background to try to impede or try to stop this particular program from going out this evening. And you know we wrestle not with flesh and blood. That's why I had to go upstairs and grab God and say, come on down here. You understand? Because spirits start to stir up and all that to try to stop the information from coming out. There's a spiritual battle until the end. So we have to understand when forces are operating, all of us, to try to deter us from our true mission in Christ and our true purpose. All of that pales in comparison, whatever we're dealing with, outside of what? The faith and work of the Most High. So, of course, hey, based on even the topic of this discussion, you can expect some type of some dark energy to operate to try to divert us from what we are about to discuss. Okay? Now, oh, Lawyer, you're killing me. You're killing me, Lawyer. What's going on over there? It's killing me, Lawyer.
All right, I thought I was on mute. What?
Yeah, because I have you live. Now, you want me to put you on hold?
Yeah, I tell you what. I'm actually out at the moment. I tell you what. I'll call in once I get back in.
All right, just text me once you get back in. That'll be great. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Okay, will do.
All right, great. Let me take Lawya off here. All right, let's go right in. All right, nothing is going to deter me today. All right, let's put out the phone number here so that brothers and sisters can actually tune in, call in to this particular broadcast. I want everyone to understand what's going on here, right? One moment here. Let's put the text up. Okay, that's the call-in number, right? Call-in number 515-605-9327. That's the call-in. 515-605-9327. I see it's there, but I guess I have to maximize it, right? Let's see if I can maximize. Nah, hold on. Let me maximize it, maybe so they can see it here. Right? For some reason, it's not coming in. But don't worry about it. I'll get it for you again. Make sure you write this down for me, Gotcha. If you have an ink pen, I'll put it on your computer. 515-605-9327 is the call-in.
515. Give it to me again.
515-605-9327 for those on Blog Talk if you would like to call in. And also, even if you're on YouTube.
5605.
Yes, you got it?
9.
You have it?
327, yeah.
9327, yes. Okay, we have it there, okay?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Of course, Lawya called me once he's ready. The broadcast today, first of all, let me introduce myself for those who don't know. I'm Elder Rawchaa of the Gathering of Christ Church, along with Elder Gotcha, and of course, Elder Lawya will be joining us, okay? I've noticed we've been receiving email, brothers and sisters who are new to this understanding, really don't understand what this is about. They probably ask, well, what is our mission? What is the mission of our church? Who are we? What do we believe in? Let me start first and foremost. We are staunch believers in the ministry of Christ, first and foremost. Christ's true name is Yeshua, the Savior. His father name is Ahiah. Okay, we are commissioned according to Christ in Matthew the 28th chapter to go out and teach all nations, baptizing them in the name of the Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit. On top of that, we understand that the ministry is to the Jews or the Israelites first, not the Jewish people. The Israelites first, and then the Gentiles. Mm-hmm. There's a space for Christ's kingdom for all people. Yes, we are Israelites, but so were the disciples. So was Christ himself. So were all of the prophets we read of in the Bible, including Moses. They were all Israelites, people of color. We believe, according to the Most High, that we are the children of the awakening, here to gather the children of Israel back to the fold under the laws, statutes, and commandments of this Bible, also in the spirit of Christ. So yes, we're Israelites, but we're Israelites under the spirit of Christ, commanded to baptize and send forth the truth in this earth according to the Most High. Hence the lesson today. Black consciousness, black magic, black devils. I need to repeat that. During this dark time leading into Halloween, our topic today is black consciousness, black magic, black devils. Now, I told you all, eventually the church is we're going to work on a documentary, okay, pinpointing black devils all around the earth that have continually perpetuated the curse against us within.
Mm-hmm.
We have to get over this diversion of the white man, white man, white man, white man, when there's black devils doing more harm inwardly, okay, than the white man can ever imagine to do today. Inwardly. Okay, there would be a race wars. There would be a war broken out in every community if a white man was to come into our community and do the things that we allow to happen amongst our community on a daily basis. If it was a white man, it would be a race war within the community. And it's time we begin to point it out. Hence, and no one had a problem when we talked about black clergy, right? Mm-hmm. And I'm sure the black consciousness community would love us to talk about black clergy to feed into their narrative.
Mm-hmm.
Use what's going on with the black clergy as an excuse to bait people from under the Bible into what they call black consciousness. But the Bible didn't call these so-called black clergy that's operating in the church today. The majority of them belong on the black consciousness side, to tell you the truth.
Mm-hmm.
Hence, black consciousness, black magic, black devils. Now, October, late October, the harvest time leading to Hallows Eve, October 31st, is the time we're in. That day is coined Black Sabbath. The Black Sabbath, it's called in the so-called pagan white Celtic circles. The pagans, the Wiccans, the warlocks, all of these. This time of year we might witness, or we will witness, children dressed like goblins, ghouls, ghosts, leading all the way up to November 1st, when the dead is conjured and enters the land of the living. Hence, the title Halloween. We've discussed this from year to year ad nauseum. We warn our children, do not celebrate Halloween. It's the witch's Sabbath, it's Satan's Sabbath, and it's a time of year that most children go missing. It was one time in ancient times when I was speaking to Gaja, when our forefathers realized that the pagans were looking for children to sacrifice outside of their own.
Mm-hmm.
And at this time, our people in ancient times as Israelites kept our children guarded and protected this time of year. But now it's celebrated as a day for children, not realizing it's a day to sacrifice and to get and grab and rape children for child sacrifice. You've heard us break this down on many occasions from year to year. We've discussed this ad nauseum. We warn our children not to celebrate Halloween. Yet there's one problem. A matter of fact, there's many problems. We have as a community witches, warlocks, cons, crooks that terrorize our community every day, rob the innocence of our children while disguised under the cloak of black power.
Mm-hmm.
And they do this 364 days, if you look at the correct calendar, a year.
Always in costume.
Always in costume. Ignored. They dress up in these costumes under the auspice or the guise of black power, frightening and terrorizing our people from year to year. And you know what's even more, I would say, amazing concerning this? How I'm more what you would call perplexed concerning this? Our people entertained and fund their own demise in curses, letting these witches, warlocks, cons, and crooks parading around in costumes all year round rob and destroy our people internally with child sacrifice. How prevalent, brothers and sisters, is dark magic and witchcraft within our communities? I don't ever want to hear no black power garbage ever a day in my life. Where is the power? The black power is the magic these warlocks are using to cast a spell on God's people. That's the real black power. The black power is the dark forces that keeps God's people Israel in a perpetual curse. We're going to point this out today. Ask yourself, how prevalent is dark magic and witchcraft within our communities? Stay tuned. This may open your eyes today, brothers and sisters, to what forces are really cursing the poor black and Hispanic communities. There's no need for the white man to come in and do anything against us. We've cursed ourselves. They can just sit back and just watch the internal suicide. Watch the collapse as we destroy each other. This may open your eyes today, brothers and sisters, to what forces that are really cursing our people on this week's blog talk discussion. Now, before I play a few clips, brothers and sisters, again, I want to give all praises to the Most High, Ahaya Bahashim Yeshaya Wabrawak, that's the Most High God, in the name of Christ. And I thank him for revealing the truth of this Bible. And I can understand why those in dark places are against this Bible. It identifies the evil that have always plagued us. It identifies and point out the black consciousness, black magic, black devils that continually terrorize and destroy our people inwardly. I was speaking to Gaja right before the program. And in my conversation, matter of fact, we've been having this conversation for about, what?
2 weeks now.
Almost 2 weeks now. How our community have just allowed witchcraft, warlock, spirits, and evil to fester within our communities unchecked. Like everyone have their own lane in our community. It's like the pastors have their lane. But yet they'll let the Masons operate in their lane. Then you have the pastors who are Masons, a whole nother lane. Then you have the Muslims with their lane, who come in with their imams and practice all types of witchcraft. Then we have the voodoo doctors and those that practice Santa Maria and other forms of dark magic, all within our community that goes unchecked. Everyone have their own lane and are careful not to cross each other's lane. I grew up where it was okay for a family member, a close family member, who was a Christian every day on Sunday, go to church every Sunday, and it was okay for a family member to go to a clairvoyant to get their future told, or to get some stuff to put in the house to ward off spells that a next door neighbor could be using against, to ward off some type of curse that they think the neighbor have a curse on them. So here it is, you are a Bible-going Christian, but yet using and accessing the dark side for protection. Now, that's a normal action within our communities. And no one anywhere see anything wrong with this. I never see the Christian pastors going out like Christ would and confront and let those sinners know that they're going to hell if they continually terrorize God's people within the community. It's as if the pastors are afraid of the black consciousness, black magic, black devils that are ever running and destroying our communities, brothers and sisters. I'm going to put this out there for you all. You even have to look at the sector of our people that's in the community that are Muslims. Now, you all know that the majority of the drug dealers and the killers and the cutthroats that's in our communities are Muslims. And no one is attaching that religion to our internal destruction. No one. Everyone, and you notice all of the conscious community and others, all of them are in agreement against one thing. And it's the Bible. Mm-hmm. And don't fall for that trick that it's because it's the white man's book. That lie been disproved. Everyone everywhere know that those people in the Bible could not have been white people. Even they know that. Even Malcolm X taught, being a Muslim, that Christ was a black man. So don't exactly. Mm-hmm. So trying to use that as an excuse, always this low-level educated excuse to use the white man. If you say the white man, automatically rally everything against on your side against everyone else. That's low-level thinking, and it's about time we as a people overcome that spell. Mm-hmm. When we hear the white man, we automatically rally with an enemy because he claimed the white man. An enemy within. Let's talk about this. Black consciousness, black magic, black devils. How long? How long will we allow this? The internal destruction of our people while we're looking outwardly for the unseen hand, allowing the seen hand to continually shoot, kill, destroy, and curse our people inwardly. Under the guise or the disguise of black power. Black power, fam. Black power, fam. But on the backside, they're doing what? Shooting, killing, destroying. Doing the devil's work. Trying to convince our people to leave the Bible when the Bible is our only protection. How prevalent is this? I mean, you've even had some of your testimonies and run-in, Gaja, with the black magic and the black forces that are operating before you receive the truth. Right?
Yeah.
Go ahead. If you can share.
Well, like growing up in Jamaica, it was a normal thing. One, we saw it on that level there.
Okay.
You understand? From family members, close family members that dabbled into that. It was a normal thing to get somebody to come to the house and put something somewhere to ward off, an attack or somebody's, and each voodoo doctor always have the same story. Well, your neighbor or somebody's trying to do something against you with me, and I make light of it, but the seriousness of the situation is that our people are cursed. So they're looking for a blessing any way they can get something that would help them financially or otherwise. They will go there. You with me? It's understanding the truth now and knowing how that bowls in that is part of the curse. And we see, like I'll give you another story. I went into Africa.
Okay.
All right, into the bushes of Africa, and I saw rich football players there. I saw prominent people from Europe there at these said rich doctors. Looking for help, looking for these things, and guess what religion the witch doctor was?
What religion was the witch doctor?
He was Muslim. He was Islam.
He was a Muslim, so he was doing certain voodoo chants and all that in the name of Allah.
So coming into this is prior to meeting you, so coming into the truth now, and I remember one time we speaking and you go, yeah man, Allah is a devil. And you brought it out in the Bible and you show what Allah means to ascend and what Lucifer is, halal. And I sat back and I never said nothing. I'm like, yo, I've seen this.
So you knew it was the truth when I ran into you based on your experience and your family's experience with witchcraft. Even some of the dark magic of Africa.
Yeah, man. Like, let me tell you something. I mean, and this is nowhere, this is not bigging up witchcraft, but the witch doctors you see over in the States and at the Caribbean, child's play. You with me? When you go Africa, man, there's some crazy things going on over there, like crazy things going on. I'll give you one story if I have the time.
Okay, go on.
I had a friend of mine, very close friend of mine, right? Very close friend of mine, got himself into a situation and had to go see a doctor. We call him the bad man. Had to go see a bad man, right?
Oh, they called him a bad man.
Yeah, we call him the bad man.
Okay.
He had to go see the bad man.
Okay.
Right? No, the bad man said to him, with all the evidence, well, first, the lawyer said to him, listen, go plead guilty, because if you go not guilty, they're gonna life you off based on your previous.
Okay.
You're gonna get life, right? So the bad man say, oh, listen, we're not doing that. The bad man say you're going not guilty. Bad man say you're gonna go to court 2 times. The 3rd time they're gonna let you out. He went to court twice. The 3rd time, the judge threw it out. Now, what was key about this, right?
Yeah.
Is that the bad man said to him, listen, if the judge don't let you go, he's going to die. If he don't die, I will die. And I'm not telling you about no second-hand stories that I heard, I'm telling you about a brother who close to me, like me and you. Right? He went there 2 times. The judge said, yo, not enough evidence. The whole court was in uproar. And the judge just got up and walked out.
So what was going on is the spirit that African was dealing with was in agreement with the dark judge's spirits that he deals with.
That's how I knew right away that the judges and all them deal with witchcraft.
He was a Mason. Exactly.
I knew it right there. I knew it right there without being told. I knew it. Okay, right. Because I did not done that, he'd be dead.
And you seen him walk away.
He walked away. You're gonna meet him one day, because he's close. It's like a brother to me. You will meet him. You understand? You will meet him. So this, when you go into the Bible and just bring it from a perspective now, as being an elder in the church teaching it, you know why the Most High told him not to deal with it. It's real. You understand me? It's real and it's wicked. And nothing good comes from it. I always ask the question, like, yo, with all of these things that these men claim they can do, why everyone I go see lives in a hut? Why everybody in abject poverty? You understand? Then you hear the stories, oh yeah, they can't collect money, and you hear this and like, yo, it's all garbage. And these same said guys have now elevated themselves under the cloak now of clergy, under the cloak of consciousness. You understand? And I not putting out too much before the show what we're gonna go into, but this is what it is. These are demons operating within our community, and that is why there is no betterment in our community. It's all poverty. We drove through Harlem a few days ago. You with me? And it was all madness going on in Harlem. Everybody who not selling oil, I was laughing with Elder Rawchaa. I'm like, yo, we in Kemet now, right? You with me? We saw people possessed. I'm not exaggerating. We saw people possessed. We saw sisters with them eyes rolling back in them head, and putting up symbols, hand symbols, in Harlem, and it was normal. It was a normality for the people to see this going on.
It was like a cursed people.
Yeah, it was normal for them.
Perpetual cursed zombies walking around this time of year.
Yeah, man.
And who's perpetuating that? We can always say, okay, and it's known that the CIA and the government brings the drugs into our communities. That's known. When you look at that word drug, it comes from the word pharmakeia. Pharmakeia
Witchcraft
is sorcery. It's using chemicals to cause a delusion or to create an alternate reality outside of our regular choices. It's magic. So, of course, everyone can point to the white man and the CIA, but what good is the CIA or the white man? How good would their agenda be against us if there weren't black facilitators within the community to push the drugs? Hence, the black devils, the black consciousness, who make an excuse for that evil and wickedness. They'll even brag out there. Yes, I was on a corner at 15 and 16 killing my own people. They won't say killing my own people. They'll call it hustling. I was hustling. I was doing what I had to do. And then you'll have our people celebrate this madness, not realizing that that man that sold the drug is even worse than the white man and the CIA that shipped it in. Okay? A matter of fact, Agaja, you was mentioning on The Godfather, there was a serious scene that most black people ignore. Now, like drug dealers and all that. Speaking of the drug dealers linked to the conscious community, we're going to get there in a moment. But there was a saying, and you know, drug dealers sensationalize and glorify Scarface. They glorify. There's not a drug dealer out there that haven't seen Scarface or haven't seen The Godfather. How could you have seen The Godfather and only take from that the gangster portion of that? The Godfather was what? They started off like that, but they didn't stay like that. They eventually transitioned out of that so that they can do something for their people. Right? And then on top of that, there's one statement that was mentioned, and you brought to my attention, that was mentioned in The Godfather when the Godfathers all got together and said, well, listen, you can sell this where?
To the blacks. And let them sell it to their people.
Give it to the blacks so that these blacks can lose their soul.
Yeah, so the animals anyways.
They're animals anyway. How can a drug dealer look at that and just gloss over that great point, that serious point that pertained to them in the whole movie? You just wanted to be the gangster. You'll never be the gangster. You'll never be the Godfather. What you should have been looking at was that point when the Godfather said, you know what? Do not sell it rampant in our communities. We'll allow you to do it if you can sell it to the blacks so that they'll lose their soul.
The animals anyways.
They're animals anyway. Did you miss that in The Godfather? Our people are only gangsters when it comes to how that we treat one another. Okay, we're only tough when it comes to us.
And it's like I mean, not going into the movie or anything, but it's a deep thing because in the movie, the financiers of who was pushing the heroin into the community came from Rome. It was a Roman bank that was the financiers doing it, pushing it. You with me? So even that scene in itself, and I mean a lot of things that drop in movies, you with me? Like on subliminals.
Yes.
But it has always, the drug game has always been targeted and aimed for our people.
Against us.
Always been. Even Nixon's war on drugs, it was never about no war on drugs. It was always to keep us,
to destroy
us. And even then when I mean the Democrats came in with the three strike thing under Clinton, then anybody who had a drug history prior could have gone to prison for life, you know, of misdemeanors.
Yes.
So it was all of that has always been geared for our people.
It's witchcraft.
It's witchcraft.
It's witchcraft. And it's been geared towards keeping us from connecting at this time. Systematically, brothers and sisters, they understood that there would come a time of the awakening.
The Great Awakening.
When God's people would begin to come back to him. They knew this time would come. So they needed to put us in a total lockdown under sorcery. You're speaking about Halloween. Halloween is not just October 31st in the ghetto, folks. Look around in our neighborhoods. We have zombies walking around 24 hours a day. Goblins, ghouls, robbers, thieves, cutthroats, killers. And then they're being led by their wizards. The wizards and sorcerers. Who are they? They're the leaders of the conscious community. The Christian pastors that we went into, speaking of black clergy, they're already being judged, folks. The Most High is shaking their churches. Everyone is leaving those churches now. They know that they know the game that these black pastors have been running with in the name of the Bible. Our people are walking away from that. They're already trying to withstand their judgment. But no one calls out the cats that are killing us and destroying us daily in the name of Allah and in the name of their other gods they're worshiping, all within our communities. And we're only excusing these people. Why? Because they have the same color or the same hue or skin as ours. How juvenile. How childlike in thinking that we can excuse these people. Let me read this real quick. I'm going to read this. And then I have a few clips to show you. And I'm going to show you people who are actually revered amongst the black community. And what I'm saying is it's not too what you would call far-fetched from your perspectives. Mm-hmm. What I'm saying, you know it exists. You all know that Kim Kardashian and all those women were witches that were placed on Kanye and all them. Brothers who fell weak. You know that. You see it. These are witches. You all know about the Illuminati and all that, and Hova, which is Satan. You all know. You all talk about the Illuminati and recognize as an unseen hand, but yet ignore the actual result of the Illuminati. You ignore its results that we see every day within our communities. The examples of the Illuminati is the walking dead we see in our communities every day. Mm-hmm. What would Christ do if he was walking in our communities? And see the witches, warlocks, sorcerers, masons. You very rarely seen Christ in the Bible, brothers and sisters, confront the white man about something. He was contending against his own people that was destroying us inwardly, selling in the temple, doing all types of evil in the name of so-called God. He was walking in Jerusalem where it was all black people, contending against the crooks, the conscious crooks that was back then. Mm-hmm. Brothers and sisters, our broadcast today, we've just begun. Black consciousness, black magic, black devils. Revelations 18:1 reads, "And after these things, I saw another angel come down from heaven, having great power, and the earth was lightened with his glory. And he cried mightily with a strong voice, saying, Babylon the great is fallen, and is become the habitation of devils, and the hold of every foul spirit, and a cage of every unclean and hateful bird. For all nations have drunk of the wine of the wrath of her fornication." When it says all nations have drunk of the wine, which is witchcraft and sorcery and evil, and every foul bird, it's including our people, folks. It's including our people. The witches, warlocks, and sorcerers that are in agreement with Satan against us, that won't get confronted, that everyone ignore. Let me give you an example of this. Here's a sister on your screen, right? This sister is known as, and this is not for any type of financial gain or nothing like this. We're using these clips only for educational purposes. This sister is known, Lovely T, as what you would call a rumor mill, some type of rumor mill type personality in the YouTube community. She have about 600,000 subscribers almost. And she's known for dishing out certain stuff when you want to know what's going on the sports scene, the entertainment scene. She usually brings her commentary and got pretty famous on some level through YouTube. But now she's crying out that she's being attacked under spiritual attacks through voodoo now. Listen to this. And check out how she explains it. Even when it's done against her. Listen to this.
The ways of, basically in the ways of twisting their own agenda. You know what I mean? They'll use the Bible, and use that as an excuse to kill people and, murder people and be a pedophile and molest children. So every religion, everything out here has its good and bad points, okay? So this is not a video to knock, people who practice that, because I understand, some people practice it for the good and other people practice it, for the dark arts. And one thing I noticed is that when Star Marie was talking about it, she kept trying to play dumb. It was something about the way she said it that just didn't sit well with me, that I knew this girl knew more than what she was letting on. Go ahead and check this out.
I met her on 40th Street. Okay. It was a strip club that I worked at, and how I met her was her girlfriend, who was into brujeria, santeria, and all the stuff that she does with her little red and her blues. And
It's pretty low. Let me make it where you can hear it better. One moment. Let me make it where you can hear it better here. Plug this into there for me. I got it. I want y'all to be able to hear this. Right? Let me cut this on. I want y'all to hear this. Right? I want y'all to hear this.
It's the Spanish. I wouldn't say, because I don't want to offend my Spanish people out there. I do live in Central America, and I live in Latin countries a lot of times out of the year, so I don't want to offend
It's
you.
pretty low for some reason. One moment. I guess it's low. The video is low. But go on.
Some type of, we, for lack of better words, voodoo, because I don't
Oh
do
shit! So her
Santeria.
friend was into like voodoo.
Yes.
Oh, okay. All right. So go ahead, keep going.
Okay, but no offense to anybody out there who's listening, because I'm not really familiar with that kind of lifestyle. However,
All right, so you guys just saw her playing dumb, playing crazy, playing coy. I really don't know about that. Meanwhile, I'm known deep down inside she's running with particular circles. If you go onto her Facebook page before she deleted a lot of stuff, there was a lot of things on her Facebook page where she was talking about orishas and different gods and, posting different deities. A lot of these deities are deities that people worship in Santeria. So that right there let me know that she was full of shit. But again, I didn't want to make the original video esoterical, okay? So these are some of the things that were posted on her page. Check this out.
Cardi B's girlfriend. They all do it Santa Maria and Witchcraft. Look. Where's Black Lives Matters against this at? Where's Black Lives Matters?
All right, so you guys just saw that. So another thing that was bothering me is that I felt like this girl was straight attacking me spiritually. It was a lot of things there was a lot of things that were going on, even when I was trying to, get, the information together to put the video together. It's like she did not want the truth coming out. I was getting sick.
Now the question, how would she know who's attacking her if she don't have a clairvoyant she's going to? See that? How would she know who's attacking her unless she deal with the magic and someone informed her exactly who was actually putting the magic on her? You see this, Gaja? All right, come on.
I was taking a bunch of medicine. It was draining me. It was doing a lot to me because, again, when you're somebody who seeks the truth, when you're somebody who seeks to be fair, you know what I mean, and like really look into stuff, and you just see a blatant lie, it just starts to take a toll on you. And one thing I did learn from people who contact me, several different spiritual people who contacted me, they taught me a new word that I had no idea. I've never heard of this word before, but they told me that I'm an empath, okay? And an empath is somebody who's just extremely empathetic. I draw certain people to me, and unfortunately, because of my empathetic nature, people can take advantage of that. Let's just say that. So I just learned a lot about myself, even with this whole story, okay?
Nothing new, always throwing shade and hate. Yo, what's the real excuse with these nursery sounding rhymes, sounding like Dr. Seuss? If I send this bitch to ER, she'll fuck the doctor.
Excuse the language.
Yo, I ain't crazy, how these hoes get mad when games so Tasha can't feel the watch.
Yeah, she's a god, isn't it? The silver
Yeah.
crown,
See, this is why brothers need to be careful also. you would see these young ladies, right? Now, this lady is known on the scene with Cardi B, stripping and all that stuff they're doing there. And mind you, have an okay outward appearance, but guess what? A lot of these women have dove into witchcraft, folks. Dark magic. Listen to her. There's nothing feminine about this woman. Look at her. There's nothing dainty and loving and feminine about this sister. There's nothing attractive that's going on here. This is a trap for souls. The Bible identifies people like this. But go on.
I'm too busy getting dope. Single mother had the trap. Dancing naked on a pole. Pictures all clout. When my nickname is Flo, this bitch a bird. She's the roach. And my kitty, yes, is gold. Green light, cause I'm a goat. I'm 39. Hey, my beautiful soul babies out there. This is your girl, Nicole Tyler, with an exclusive. I just saw the video of Lovely T talking about her experience, and she's been going through some things since she debunked the Star Marie Tasha K infamous interview. Now, she is saying that she believes that Star Marie has put a spell on her and that she has been dealing with a lot of craziness, pain, videos disappearing off of her phone and all kinds of stuff, a weird voice, a weird demonic voice coming through her computer. What do y'all think? Do y'all think that Star Marie has really put a spell, a dark black magic spell on Lovely T? Now, I was going to do a video on this about dark magic because I
Okay, let me take her off for a second, right? Let me take her off for one moment here, right? Now, one thing I wanted to point out real quick, brothers and sisters, is that I seen the video of this young lady. I didn't want to use her video because sometimes use the video and they'll try to strike your page or whatever the case is. But she was breaking down, crying, nervous concerning this. It was a serious concern of her that she found out that this woman that used to be a friend with Cardi B practiced the dark arts. Right? Now, to show you how prevalent this is within our society, there's no one, I haven't seen where's Black Lives Matter? Where's the Christians who can rally around and come together and say, this is prevalent in our community, we need to root this out. This is the demonic forces and things that we be trying to pray out of our people on Sundays. Mm-hmm. Right? Mm-hmm. You don't see no one rallying against the witchcraft and sorcery, do you?
No mega pastors in them churches. No, none of them black clergies speaking about it. None of the Black Lives Matters. None of the people who actually going against Israelites, like vocab and all them, who try to ridicule Israelites, who are getting rid of this behavior out.
Exactly.
But this is good. This is good for them.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. So I'm checking out how. You know why though? No one is standing up against it. Because they're excusing it off the way she is. She's being attacked by it and still claiming there's good magic and bad magic. Mm-hmm. It's how we view the sorcery within our community.
Mm-hmm. The Harry Potters.
Exactly. We view it as good. Mm-hmm. The Bible says, woe to them that calls evil good and good evil. All of these people have one thing in common that's in this community, and it's in these so-called conscious community. They hate the Bible. You hear her excuse? Well, some people use the Bible for good, some do for evil. No, you can't use the Bible for evil. The Bible is what it is. Mm-hmm. Just because someone is dealing with witchcraft and evil and all those things doesn't mean they're using the Bible for that. That's her ignorance speaking there. Mm-hmm. Okay, because the Bible is against witchcraft. If you read the Bible, it'll tell you there's a judgment. Witches should be put to death. Warlocks should be put to death. Mm-hmm. So don't try to claim that witches and warlocks and sorcerers with that same black consciousness excuse that the Bible was used for evil. It's a lie. If you read the Bible and followed it, you would be crying about someone terrorizing you with witchcraft. Because why? Cursed are those that curse you, and blessed are those that bless you. You're not worried about what the devil can do when you're under the hedge of the Most High God. Mm-hmm. But she's playing in Satan's playground. Mm-hmm. See that? You got the notoriety you wanted, and it expanded all the way to up the ladder to the dark side. Now you're playing with the real players. Okay, that's what goes on. I have some more. Anything before I show the next one, Gotcha?
I'm good.
Okay, I need y'all to check out a few I have here. Okay, let's get rid of this. Check this out, right? Now, there's other people in our community. There's a young man by the name of young Pharaoh. Now, you notice so many people that deal with this Egyptology, right? What was Egypt known for, brothers and sisters?
Witchcraft.
It was known for high magic and witchcraft. Our God broke the spirit of the witchcraft that was on us in ancient Egypt and freed the children of Israel. That's why they are in a perpetual war, even through Egyptology, against Israelites, against the Bible, against the God of the Bible, because they know the God of the Bible crushed their sorcery, crushed their witchcraft. You notice all these guys try to big up Egypt. A lot of them not even ever even been there. I've been there. And you know what's sick? Even the Egyptians that live in Egypt, and the majority of them, the whole population is Muslim, really, give no credit at all to black Egyptology.
It doesn't exist.
It don't even exist to them.
It don't exist. It's a made-up religion and a plantation.
Yeah, exactly. But over in our communities, for some way, somehow they're getting us under this delusion and curses. They don't know nothing about Africa, folks. But they're playing on the ignorance of the cursed people within our community. And that goes to black consciousness, black magic, black devils that work inwardly. Our people are destroyed for a lack of knowledge. We lack the knowledge of the Bible, therefore can't point out these black devils that forever terrorizes within our communities. If they can put a few words together or sound smart, automatically you think what they're saying is true or have any relevance.
Like for me, sometimes
Yeah.
I don't know what the hell they're saying.
I don't know what they're saying.
You hear me? Like, yo, what the hell did he just say? It don't make no sense.
Listen, contextually, it makes no sense when you're listening to these people.
And I'm still waiting for the Egyptologists to show me, to document the journey from Egypt to West Africa. I'm still waiting for that. And I'm waiting for the slave ships in Egypt. I'm waiting for that to to be brought forward. Like I remember when I asked one of them teachers, I think it was Ashwa Kwezi at the time. We went to his thing and we say, yo, listen, we get the greatness of Egypt. We see all of this greatness, but okay, how did we fall as a people? Like what created? How did we go from you talking about being great to this state? How did we get there? And the guy told me that we got old. You with me? And then he got upset that we weren't happy with that answer. So if I've seen it in Manchester, UK, where anybody who come with black consciousness or so-called black consciousness is just welcome into the community. Yeah. Without no vetting.
No vetting. They actually invited into the community and welcomed at some level of authority. Automatically they get a platform, like your Sinetta platform.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't know this brother is a starch Muslim against the Bible. That's his agenda. But yet you'll rarely hear what his core belief is. He'll make you believe that he should have a platform for information for black people. But really, he's a key enemy of the same black people he claimed to serve. We're going to introduce you to a lot of people that he introduced on his platform today. Right? But before we go there, since we're going to talk about Egyptology, before I bring in the young Pharaoh, I don't know if any of y'all heard of black shamanism and Egyptology. Let's see what Egyptology is really about.
Yes, my name is King Ra Sumaba Ifagbeli. I was born in the United States of America, and I went to school at Princeton and Columbia Universities. And I studied there East Asian studies and had a strong interest in Buddhism and the study of Asian religions. And during my time at Columbia, I found Kemetic temples in New York, meaning African Egyptian temples. And from there I took a few classes and became very involved in Kemet.
Talk about Halloween.
Later on, I met a man by the name of Chief Afolabi Epega, who is a very renowned Babalawo. His generations of priests go back to the 1300s.
Pause this for a second. Pause this. Listen.
And
Hold up.
he was in Nigeria.
Hold up. We're going to pause it for a second. What you got to say, Gotcha?
We need to find this dude. We need to find out, when was he raped? You get me? When? What was the entry point?
What day did the molestation come in,
Day-
right?
Yeah, what day?
Because something got to happen when we begin to protect our people. Because under Egyptology, obviously, it's okay for kids to get molested and turned out, and no one calls them out on it. It happens in our community. And what brothers and sisters don't know, that's part of the witchcraft, the perpetual witchcraft that's plaguing our communities. Let's get some Egyptology going.
And he said, I will initiate you. So I went there.
Initiate
Became crowned the high priest and the king, and was told to come back to build the temples of the gods of Africa. I moved to Atlanta, built 2 temples there, and eventually closed those temples in order to open the final one, which is the Golden Beetle Temple, a temple just for gay men and our spiritual.
Where's the Egyptologist calling this guy out? Now, let me get him out of here. Let me get him out of here. Let me show you why they won't call this guy out. One moment. One moment. Let me get him out of here. Black shamanism. Now, brothers and sisters, the reason why a lot of people run into Egyptology and these other religions, black consciousness, is because they know that certain actions are forbidden according to the Bible. Mm-hmm. And they can be easily accepted as someone spiritual in black consciousness. Even if they're stealing, killing, raping, molesting, they don't have to worry about dealing with that on their conscience. Okay? The weight of that sin on their conscience when following the Bible. They don't have to worry about anyone judging them concerning do's or don'ts. And the majority of people that join these communities are habitual sinners against God. And that's the key piece that's being hid here. And I'm going to show you why most people in the conscious community don't speak out against things like this. They know that this exists. Molestation, child sacrifice. They know it's all part of the magic they utilize. Go ahead, Gadra.
See, the question I'd have to ask, right?
Yeah.
I mean it on a serious level.
Yes.
Of intellectual level. How does this benefit? What is the benefit of homosexuality in our communities? What is the benefit of it?
We're going to show you what it is. We're going to show you. See, this is why this particular guy was able to operate within our communities under black consciousness as a black leader. Speaking of witches and warlocks, hence, we're speaking of Dr. York of the Nuwabics. Listen to this. This guy was revered as a king amongst black consciousness.
You're now influenced by alcohol, drugs, or narcotics. You understand you're charged with 40 counts of aggravated child molestation. If you could receive a maximum sentence of
40 counts of child molestation.
For each count, that you're charged with 34 counts of child molestation, that you could receive a maximum sentence of 20 years in confinement for each count. That you're charged with 1 count of sexual exploitation of children, and you could receive a maximum sentence of 20 years in confinement. And you're charged with 2 counts of influencing witnesses, and you could receive a maximum sentence of 10 years in confinement for each count. And that you could receive a minimum sentence overall of 10 years on probation. I'm telling you the most and the least. You understand that? Actually, no. It continues to aggravate child station, and then it continues to from them would be 10 years. You understand that, Amen? You understand you have a right to an attorney, and in fact, your lawyer, Mr. Aurora, is here with you and representing you. Is that correct? I'm going to inform you of certain other rights that you have, Mr. York, and inform you of the fact that if you plead guilty, you give up these rights. You have a right to trial by jury. You're presumed to be innocent. You have a right to confront any witnesses the state presents against you. You have a right to subpoena any witnesses you want to appear and testify for you. You have a right to testify and offer other evidence if you want to. You have a right to...
This is the king of the Nuwabians right here.
You have a right not to discriminate yourself. You have a right to plead not guilty or remain silent.
Now I'm going to ask you, brothers and sisters, because right now, until this day, we have those in that community and others that are defending this man for all the rape that has been done against black people. Who's worse? The white devil that's judging him for his actions, or him for his actions?
Then any plea and any of these automatically obtain a jury trial. You understand these rights, and understand if you plead guilty, you give up these rights. You heard the recommendation the state made. Is that the recommendation you understood the state would make? Did you, in fact, do what the district attorney, Mr. Bright, told me you did? How do you plead, guilty or not guilty, as to all the indictments that were cited by the district attorney?
How do you plead?
Did anybody force you or threaten you in any way?
Anybody force or threaten you? He said guilty.
No one promised you anything to cause you to be guilty.
He's
Are you
guilty.
satisfied with the services of your attorneys, not only Mr. Aurora, but your other attorneys? Were you able to hear and understand my statements and questions to you? He's under oath, let him enter his plea.
Now, for those on Blog Talk, what you're missing here is that Dr. York, the leader of the Nuwabics, pleaded guilty to raping over 20 children.
40.
Over 40 children on a compound that was supposed to be the new kingdom for black people within Georgia. Right? Now, I need y'all to check this out real quick. Here's one of his disciples in front of you. Listen to this.
Or did y'all make this decision on your own? When you say call, what do you mean? Like the call to start saying, you know what, we're going to support the gay and lesbian agenda. Did it come from Dr. York himself, or did y'all have something like a meeting and y'all came up with this idea?
Well, first of all, peace and blessings to the people. You know, peace and blessings to the family out there in the world. I hope I saw. And yes, my attribute is Pharaoh. Shepsi's Dwamu Tefamun, you know, Pharaoh is just a title. So there's 1,000 pharaohs out there. So just to clarify that. We as the Rawchaa Nation, we have what's called the canon, right? And the canon is basically the rules and regulations for the Nuwabians to follow for the next 24,000 years. We write our history in advance, remember that. So for the next 24,000 years, we already have our canon in place. So it's not just, we don't just freestyle and just make up stuff and just start talking. The master he is actually giving instructions for us to support the gay community. What we're supporting with the gay community is this. We're supporting the people to have the right to be who they are. And like I explained.
Now hold up now.
This dude, yeah.
Their master teacher is a convicted, confessed rapist of black children. And now, as a result of that, he's sanctioning the Nuwabics to march with the LBGT. It's telling you exactly what's really going on. Child sacrifice, witchcraft, and molestation is a part of their religion, folks.
There's a difference between the homosexuality that's natural, with natural nature, and the perverted homosexual gay agenda.
Yeah, stop it for 1 second. Stop it. Come on, come on.
What the hell are you talking about? We support the natural homosexuality as opposed to the perverted.
What's the difference?
What's the difference?
What's the difference? What is the natural homosexuality against the perversion, homosexuality.
Yo, these dudes,
Why are we pointing these things out, brothers and sisters? Our children are a prey to these people dressed in costumes all year, folks. It's not just Halloween. We're under a ritualistic sacrifice daily. When we send our children to the stores, when we're walking freely, they're running to these people who sounds like intellectuals, folks, to try to coax us out of our children out of the Bible. And it's a shame what's going on. They would like to pinpoint or magnify what happened with Eddie Long and other pastors who were supposed to believe in the Bible as an excuse for people to come into their particular religions. And they are even worse, folks. These men are even worse. It's vile. Look at what's going on with Erykah Badu right now. She was a part of the Nuwabics. They get high and deal with all types of inordinate sexual activity. You wouldn't believe it. Ritualistic magic and all that is dealt with. Now, I noticed years ago that there was a brother polite that Sonetta brought on the scene. Now, what gave Sonetta his notoriety is when he ran into Great Millstone and tried to say that the Bible excused raping young girls, which it doesn't. But he knew exactly who to go to get the points they needed. How dare him go to an Israelite talking about rape when your master teacher is in jail for raping 40 children?
Mm-hmm.
So how can you try to, demonize and put something negative, try to put a negative connotation on the Bible when it's out there publicly that your master teacher is a rapist? And on top of that, he was actually speaking to one of Dr. York's victims. One of the victims, Dr. York, pled guilty to raping. Listen to this. Brothers and sisters, on your screen, on your left is a rape victim speaking to so-called polite, who was introduced to black people through Sonetta TV. Now, this dude is known for going around the whole earth exploiting and robbing black people. It was enough that his so-called master teacher was incarcerated for rape, but now he's on the loose. Listen to this. Let's see if you have any sympathy or empathy for this rape victim on your left.
But in this case, it was up to 12 people to have that reasonable doubt or not. And those 12 people made the decision.
No, it's not. So what's the point?
If you want to fight
it's your matter of opinion if you would have
fight for it for another reason. Don't fight for it because he's innocent of a molesting kid.
Let's say he molested 1,000 children. Factually.
Okay.
Genetic evidence and everything. Things that we don't deny scientifically. We say, wow, okay, true. If someone was to ask me, would you still worship him as your Most High, acknowledge him as your Most High God? I would have to.
He said he would have to acknowledge Dr. York as his Most High God, even if he raped 1,000 children and the forensic evidence proved it. Again, these are the people our community is allowing to teach them.
Question again: black consciousness, black magic, or black devils?
Black consciousness, black magic, black devils, folks. Out of his own mouth.
It was up to 12 people to have that reasonable doubt or not. And those 12 people made the decision.
No, it's not. So what's the point?
If you want to fight
it's your matter of opinion if you would have
fight for it for another reason. Don't fight for it because he's innocent of a molesting kid.
Let's say he molested 1,000 children. Factually.
Okay.
Genetic evidence and everything. Things that we don't deny scientifically. We say, wow, okay, true. If someone was to ask me, would you still worship him as your Most High, acknowledge him as your Most High God? I would have to.
Now, he said he would have to. Now, these are the people who look down on us for saying that the creator of the Bible The God that the Bible speaks of is our Most High God. He's the one looking to convince our people not to follow that Most High God,
but follow the one he's following.
but following the one that forensically could have raped 1,000 people.
Mm-hmm. I look a bar in the queue.
Oh, I need to bring in Elder Gabar. Where is Elder Gabar at? Let me see. Now, a lot of you haven't noticed this and actually put this together. There's others. There's a brother out there that have this thing called Hidden Colors. Now, at least he's producing something, Black History on the screen or whatever that he's doing. But he introduced Umar Johnson as a doctor from Philadelphia on his platform as some type of expert. This guy done run roughshod throughout the whole country, doing all types of evil, stealing money and destroying our people, children and everything worldwide. And not one time have you seen the conscious community gather together against this exploitation. You know why? They're together, folks. They're enemies of God. They're enemies of God's people.
Elder Gabar is in?
Yeah, I gotta find Elder Gabar.
He's in.
Oh, hold on. I'm in, Elder. Okay, one moment. Let me plug this in so they can hear you. Okay.
Okay, we'll do it.
One moment. Oh. Shalom, Elder Gabar.
Shalom. How are coming in? Can you hear me?
You are loud and clear. Shalom, Elder Gabar. How are you?
Shalom, Elder. Shalom. Hearing the show. This is a profound topic that is, something that has, I have had friends and loved ones in your family been addressed or been attacked by this issue, molestation. So, it is a topic that I have dealt with within my family, and it's always a difficult conversation. But it is one of these things that I think you and I a few weeks ago we were talking about similar to this in regards of maybe inviting some of these guys on the show, and we're working on that and things of that nature. And there's always I have my perspective in regards of how to deal with this and things of that nature, and you expressing yours as well. But one thing that it is a problem is that especially within the Black community, especially within the so-called Black conscious community, there is a perspective of that we're supposed to be dealing with our problems on our own community, that's a good thing, and that's something that years ago, within our community, our parents, our grandparents, and so forth, certain things they used to deal with on their own. Now there was good, bad. The good thing about the situation is that we don't have outsiders coming in and governing ourselves. We got positive examples like the Black Wall Street and other things when the Black Panther Party had the food drive and were feeding the kids in the inner city. So we have positive situations as well. But one thing that I've noticed that within certain elements of our community, when you are dealing with issues like young people getting molested, which is, everybody knows the statistics, 1 out of 3 or 1 out of 4, depending on what statistics you read, of our children, girls and boys get molested. And 9 times out of 10, I believe the statistic is 1 out of 10 that actually reports the case to the authorities. 1 out of 10, and then other statistics say 1 out of 15. So it's most children that get molested do not report it, and until years later. And we're going into what that is in a few minutes, but it is a frightening statistic. Now, within the Black, within the so-called conscious community, I've been noticing this is that, you have different brothers like Brother Poppy, who came out against Africa Bambaataa.
Exactly.
And,
Through hip hop. Exactly.
There was other individuals. Yeah, there was, I think, Savage, I forgot what he was a DJ. It also
there was a guy, I think his name was Ron. You had Ron Savage, and then you had Poppy, who's Hassan Campbell, who brought a light to the fact that the whole Zulu nation, well, the leader of the Zulu nation was about using his stature and his influence to molest little boys all around the earth. Right?
Yeah.
Now, it's a religion. It's a religion, actually. It's part of their African religion, believe it or not, to rape children. I'm telling you. This is the unseen conversation that they're not letting people know that this is ritualistic here. You understand? Now, I know they're trying to point to the brother as being, as also victimizing others, but here's the point, right? Victimizers, victims usually become victimizers. Just because he probably, it wouldn't be no doubt that he's done it himself probably, I don't know. But all in all, does that mean he's wrong for bringing to light something that has been ailing our children in our community for decades? Should he be ignored? Is there any truth to what he's saying? And if it is, why haven't the black conscious community rallied together against and stopped it? That's the question. Unless it's a hidden ritual, brothers, and that's what I'm saying. Unless there's a hidden conversation on the higher rungs of black consciousness that know that in order for them to receive certain spiritual gifts, financial or status or otherwise, that the cost of doing business is hurt children. The cost of doing business with the devil is to allow your children to be given under the fire like the Bible speaks against, to Moloch. To have your child, to have children raped or even killed is a part of doing business in the black consciousness community, and yet no one is saying anything. But go ahead. I'm sorry about that. Go on.
Yeah, and I think what it is, a lot of it, of course, that's in the much deeper situation, but just in the surface, I think within the black community, especially within the inner city, there's certain cultural things that has been established for a long time that sometimes and that these type of predators actually benefit from. Like, for instance, we don't go to the authorities. We deal with things on our own. You and I, we're speaking that, I have had friends of friends that have told me, situation within the Latin case that, and it was also even a documentary that came out of the situation that you had a brother who raped a young girl and things of that nature, and they kind of dealt with the situation on their own. Now, the situation that, yes, he got beat up, they excommunicated him out of the Latin kings, and, they kind of just, that was the punishment of him doing this thing. However, though, the problem with that, and there's many cases like that in certain cases, certain people turn out missing, in other cases, nothing happens to them, like that of Africa Bambaataa. So it's a case by case, but a lot of it stems from, we don't go to the police. We don't go to the authority. We're going to deal with something on our own. So when you have someone like Africa Bambaataa, who is, revered, and things of that nature, Bronx River Projects was about 6 or 7 blocks away from the neighborhood I grew up with in Stratford, on that neighborhood. So Bronx River was known for the area black parties. And, you see every so often Africa Bambaataa come in and he's the DJ, and he was like a celebrity, as a young, me growing up in the Bronx and things of that nature. So you see from time to time in the Pine Rock and things of that nature. So Bronx River Project was one of those projects that in the Bronx you go, and it was one of the mecca of hip hop, the cradle of hip hop, many people will say, right?
Okay, all right.
And so somebody like Africa Bambaataa, who had that, prestige and that, community, what happened is because we get with someone or within our community you hear brothers or an individual, having a relationship with a young girl, and they just don't turn up anymore. You don't see them anymore. And you hear rumors, they got killed, they got taken care of. There were certain things that was not accepted, and this going back in the 80s and things of that nature. But the negative thing of that is like, well, somebody African Bambaataa who is respected and revered, and people knew about this. Now, around the 90s, late 90s, I began to hear rumors that African Bambaataa was a homosexual, that he liked, he was gay. And people just basically accepted it and didn't really have a problem with it, things of that nature. Some people did, other people did, but it was always a mystery and things of that nature. Him liking young boys, it turned from him being gay, and then after that turning into him liking young boys to then, of course, the young boys were underage and things of that nature, and usually, the rumor he liking young, and also he also liked young Hispanic kids, the 18, 19, 20, things of that nature. That was the rumors on the 90s. But the molestation came in 3 months later. Yeah.
Not cutting you in that, but some just came to me, like I'm saying, right? Check, and just on what you're saying. Now, as Bible believing men, right? We understand the punishment for men who would want to rape young boys, right? We understand and the like. Yeah. We understand that, listen, the punishment is death. All right? That's what we understand.
Right.
According to the Bible. There's no two ways about it.
Yeah.
But I think the conversation needs to be had with these guys, especially these so-called conscious guys, right? Is, okay, what is the benefit of this? And this needs to be public now. What is the benefit? And not turning this talk into a homosexual talk, but what is the benefit of this lifestyle amongst our people, and what benefit has it brought forward? Because we see all the families ruined. We see we saw the one of the victims on the clip before with Polite. He's ruined. You understand? We have to ask these guys, and we need to.
And I want you to bring that point, but another thing on that, not because I don't want to segue all the way into Bambaataa, but I want you to finish your point, Gabar. Another point I wanted to talk about concerning that. I think Bambaataa was the tool that was utilized to at least bring the conversation to the surface. But even before Bambaataa, you had Dr. York. There's a common tie with this conscious community and homosexuality and pedophilia that's being ignored. Now, there's another point that I wanted to bring forth, that it doesn't stop there. Not too long ago, and someone sent me a clip on this not too long ago, that even Sonetta was, when Sonetta and Polite was at odds, that Sonetta put out there that a grown woman that Polite was dealing with, daughter, ran away from him. Now, everyone know that girl to be 14, 15 years old at the time, that he was dealing with the mother and the daughter, and he was in the act of pedophilia recently. But yet someone with that platform that can call him out and bring black justice purposely held back the information to get Polite back under his control. Now, so that means the same way Bambaataa was able to operate, it's still going on within the community today, obviously. Where this brother pulled out. So what was the defense for this young girl that was being raped by Polite? Where's her defense? Who will stand for her? Why didn't he, having Black News 101 or whatever he called himself, why didn't he go to the family and interview the mother that was violated with her daughter being taken? Why didn't he look in and investigate instead of investigating Israelites to try to debate them in the Bible? Where was the concern for this young girl that was being raped by Polite? Why did that story get pushed under the rugs? But yet I'm going to tell you, this is why they are against the Bible, because the Bible brings accountability.
And that's the point I was getting at.
Exactly.
Like you said, why we need to have this conversation publicly. And I need to understand, why is it that, and it's the common denominator here, it goes, They hate the Bible. All right. Most of these guys are effeminate. You understand me? All tenets that the Bible tells you about, about the effeminate in our 1 Corinthians 6. You understand 6 and 9. So how is what is the benefit or what is the good coming out of this lifestyle within our community? And
what is the end game?
Yeah.
Like, has homosexual perversion and molestation, have that improved our community?
Simple.
Okay, and not only that, when it comes to the Black Power movement and all this other stuff, what is the end game in all this outside of information? What do you hope to accomplish at the end of this outside of exploiting our people?
No, check this out. The same clip you're referring to.
Yeah.
Where Sarnetta, was blasting Polite, right? Not very long after that, he gave him the Debate of the Year award or something like that.
I don't know. Some crazy,
something like that.
Ridiculous, unnecessary award that means nothing.
Then still offering this guy as an exposure to the people.
Yeah.
Still putting him out there.
Still putting him out there.
Even after knowing that there's been things there that are unanswered and things that need what's plaguing our communities, that this can't go unchecked.
Robbery, exploitation, rape, molestation, excusing a known pedophile who's convicted, on and on and on, but yet in the name of Allah too. These people are Muslims, folks. They got this thwarted, contorted version of Islam they created over here after the Nation of Islam. And now they done moved all of that whole spirit into some convoluted distortion that's called black consciousness now. Real quick, Gabar, let me just put this out there real quick. For those who've just come in, and I'm going to give it back to you, Gabar. Our topic today, black consciousness, black magic, black devils. October, the harvest time leading to Hallows Eve, October 31st, will soon be upon us. A black Sabbath. It's called a black Sabbath in so-called pagan white Celtic circles. Children dressed up like goblins and ghouls, ghosts leading up to November 1st, when the dead, so-called, is conjured, enters into the land of the living, hence Halloween. Now, we've discussed this from year to year and warned our children to stay away from Halloween, the pagan, satanic, Celtic rituals. Yet there's a problem. We have allowed amongst our community witches, warlocks, cons, crooks that terrorize our communities, rob the innocence of our children while disguised under the cloak of black power 364 days a year. And these are continually ignored. How prevalent is dark magic and witchcraft within our communities? You're going to find the perversion, the spirit of sodomy, is part of the ritualistic conscious community. It's called sex magic, folks. So stay tuned. We're going to discuss this. Is the black power, is it actually talking about the witchcraft on the dark side that's ailing our communities inwardly? And the black power is being used to destroy black people? That's our discussion. Black consciousness, black magic, black devils. Go on. You can finish your point, Gabar.
Okay. So I think it's going back into, the culture within our community. Back in the days in the 60s, 70s, 80s, there were certain things that was not acceptable in the hood. Those men that were gay, or those young kids, sometimes you could pick it up, but a lot of them used to hide it. And it was because it was not acceptable. I grew up in an era that if you mess with a young girl, you will not be, or a young boy, you will not be found the next day. And it was known. I think people get beat up in the street because they was messing with somebody's daughter, and it was a situation, you have a guy in the corner looking up for the cops. They used to call him 5-0, at the Wi-Fi road, that was the code word. The Spanish brother used to say tato, tato, which means everything's okay. So those things in those eras was not tolerated. But what has happened is that because of culture and now things are changing, things are acceptable in the ghetto now, like homosexuality or people getting molested and people not addressing it because someone is, Dr. York or Africa Mbada, because they leaders of the community. And they usually, when they hear these rumors and they hear these accusations, oh, it's the white man trying to take them down because he's a powerful leader of the community. So I think a lot of it is dealing with, there is no codification within our community what is right and wrong. And if you line up 10 Kemetic brothers and you ask them if homosexuality is wrong, you probably will get 10 different answers. But if you line up 10 Hebrew Israelites, for whatever, it doesn't matter what camp, if you ask them if homosexuality is wrong, they're going to tell you yes, it's wrong and it's punishable by death.
Exactly.
So the Torah, the Tanakh, the scripture is what codifies us. And that is what's missing in the black community, is codification of what's right and wrong, and they are swayed by every wind of doctrine or a new Dr. York or a new Paul Light or a new guy who's coming with a new angle. And if he knows how to speak well, put some words together, that's the new codification. That's the new guy to follow. So so I think the problem with the country community, and I have challenged all the Kemetic brothers. When is a brother going to do a lesson on what the 42 negative of my act, and teaching those things to the black community and how we should live according to the 42 negative confession of my act? They have not done that, and the reason why they have not done that is because even the 42 negative of my act, okay, it's not codified. If you're dealing with it in the old kingdom, it says one thing. In the middle kingdom, it says another thing. In the new kingdom, it says another thing. So even that is not codification.
Well,
but all the copies.
Speaking on that, even on the outside of that, the reason why they don't condemn homosexuality is because homosexuality was a known practice amongst the pagan Hamitic Egyptians. It's even not only on the papyrus.
Amen. They don't want to go into that.
They don't want to go into it because you have to realize, even on some of the hieroglyphs and all that, it's showing serious, evil, perverted sexual magic, man on man. Even in the papyrus papers, they got serious homosexual sexual behaviors that our God prohibits. You have to realize, when we were saved out of Egypt, when the Most High gave us the law, statutes, and commandments, the do's and don'ts he was giving Israel was the practices that were witnessed in Egypt. See, and that's the key. They're against the Bible because they know the Bible are against their actions of homosexuality, pedophilia, pharmakeia, which is using drugs to keep the people in delusion. All of that is ancient Egyptian ritual magic. See, and that's what they're hiding. They claim they're against the Bible because of the white man. But yet you have conscious people teaching that all the people in the Bible were black. So that's a bunch of garbage. It's pointing to all. You notice unconsciously, no pun intended, they all cleave to the spirit of Egyptology, because in Egypt the perverts were operating without accountability.
They were the priest.
The priests of Egypt were homosexuals. So go on.
That clip that you brought up before, the golden beetle, that tells you that he's the shaman.
Exactly.
This is what the culture is.
Because why? We shouldn't have no roundtable discussion after all these years concerning whether or not homosexuality is benefiting or have it benefited us, or whether molestation. We see the product of what's going on in our communities with our children, being raped and all those things. The conversation is, this is what the Bible says. Who's going to enforce this, since there's no rules around here? Okay? You want to attack the only book that shines a light on what's ailing us in our communities. That's why you don't want the Bible, because the Bible gives you direct answers concerning judgment and accountability within our community. That's why you don't like the Bible. You would rather have some ambiguous opinion to excuse off our children being molested on a regular. And it's time, it's time that brothers and sisters start standing for this Bible and using that as the barometer, because they talking about the 12 laws of Ma'at and all this other garbage that don't go into what to do when our children are molested. The Bible does.
Mm-hmm.
Black consciousness, black magic, black devils. They're under a spell, and they're putting our people under a spell, and no one is speaking to it or speaking against it. I got to have a few announcements, but go on, Gabar, if I cut you off. I'm sorry.
That's okay. Well, just to land back on what you were saying, that's the reason why they don't want to go into the 42 negative confession of Ma'at, which is not qualified, because it doesn't address, sleeping with your mother, sleeping with your sister, sleeping with animals, sleeping with mankind as you deal with womankind. It doesn't address the situation. And then when you go into other writings within Kemetic, it talks about things of that nature of, the father, when we were doing the Kemetic trial situation, there was a lot of points that the brothers brought out of all kinds of perverted writings that you can find in the writings of Egypt, or the walls of Egypt, that they didn't address. Men going into other men's rectums and the chakra and all that, and things of that nature. And so it was a homosexual community, or they view homosexuality as the same way as Romans did. Because I was putting a PowerPoint together years ago, and that many brothers within the community goes into, and maybe we should go into that, Elder, that they say, well, the Bible plagiarized from the Kemetic walls, right? And I was putting a PowerPoint together showing that Rome is what stole. You want to blame anybody from plagiarizing religion, God? You go to Rome.
It was Rome that plagiarized
because
Egypt,
Rome,
not the Bible.
Yeah,
not the Bible.
Exactly.
Because why? Not only that, if the laws of Egypt was true and the righteous, what you would call works to correct our people, there would have been a judgment within the black community on Dr. York before the white man got to him. Mm-hmm. There would have been a judgment. You understand? There would have been a judgment on him before the white man got to him. Why did the white man have to step in with all your laws of Ma'at and Egypt and all these things? The white man, listen, guess what? They would not. It's like the black power movement is waiting for the white man to move on Bambaataa. Because why? There's no structure within or laws within the black conscious community on how to deal with pedophiles. You understand? Brothers and sisters, the truth is, these are the gatekeepers that Satan is using to pillage and destroy God's people. They don't want to debate the right things. They don't even know the Bible to try to debate against it. Okay? They don't even know it. You understand? It's about keeping us from these hot button topics that expose the foundation of their religions. Their religions is witchcraft, homosexuality, pedophilia. Okay? What they're producing, the Lord says you shall know them by their fruit. You can look at the fruit they're producing, and that's telling you what they really believe. That's their belief. Real quick, let me make some announcements real quick, and I'm gonna open up the call. You stay on the line, okay? Okay, Gabar?
Amen.
And keep your points. We got a few more points.
Absolutely.
All right. Now, before we open it up for phone calls, I need you to put out the phone number in a couple of seconds. I would like to make a few announcements. Yes, we have a new Hebrew and Bible Academy that's coming December 23rd. You can enroll by sending an email to gatheringas1, the number 1 at AOL.com, or go to historytimes.org or gatheringofchrist.org to enroll. You don't want to miss this. You want to learn the Bible, and guess what? It's getting better and better. This week, we went into Christianity, well, last week, and now we're segueing into Christianity and Islam. The truth of how the Romans were able to do what? You got it. They were able to infiltrate and bring in the Egyptian and the past teachings by using all their old tenets, but using biblical names to claim that it belonged to Christ. And now we're breaking those things down. We're going to go into how to use the Bible and teach the Bible against the paganism that came with the Nicene Creed. And then we're segueing into, you got it, we're segueing into this week. We're segueing into Islam, how it's evil at the core, and that it's really Persian mythology, shamanism, witchcraft, and all that. And guess what? It's Babylonian at the core. It's the same gods that the Jewish people worship. That's why they use all these religions together to destroy us as a people and divide us as a people. But when you follow this Bible as it is written, you can actually overcome the witchcraft and the sorcery that comes through these religions, okay? And the Hebrew Bible Academy helps us with that. So if you haven't been a part of that, send an email to gatheringas1@AOL.com and be a part of it. You don't want to miss it. Even if you can enroll, we're in week 7 coming. You can still get all the weeks missed here if you still want to just pay for 1 month and not miss how we're going to teach this lesson this coming Sunday. Gatheringas1@AOL.com. Okay. I also want to make some announcements that we have Elder Rawchaa along with Elder Rawchaa and Elder Rawchaa will be flying into California tomorrow night, right? And they'll be there the whole weekend. We're looking to establish a church and get our church there, so we'll have a gathering there for California this weekend. I know you've been waiting. Thank you patiently. We haven't forgot you. We have Elder Rawchaa and Elder Rawchaa flying in this weekend into California. And then after the first, those two will also be flying into Washington State so that we can help get the gathering there, okay, together. I will be flying into Dallas next week. All praises be to the Most High. About time. I've been waiting so long. And then after that, I'll be going into Houston subsequent to that. So yes, I will be in Texas next week. And Elder Gabar will be this weekend. Where will you be this weekend, Elder Gabar?
I'll be in Chicago, Illinois, and we're gonna have service. If you're in the area, just send an email to gmail.com, GOCCNYC@gmail.com. Let me know, and I'll forward you the address and all that good stuff. So I'll be there this weekend on Saturday. We're going to be having service between the hours of 1 to 5 in Chicago, Illinois. If you want to meet us, you can send us an email at GOCCNYC@gmail.com.
GOCCNYC at where? At gmail.com. Okay.
At gmail.com.
Okay. And that's for those who are in Chicago who would like to gather this Sabbath. We're doing exactly what we said we'll do. We're about to spread this word before time's up, before the wall is built, okay, in preparation for what's to come. Also, we have a headquarters that will be stationed here in Pennsylvania. And for those who would like to donate to help us with that, because that's the headquarters that we will use throughout the whole earth until it's time to go abroad, okay? So if you want to send donations to help with that, you can also send an email to gatheringas1@AOL.com and say you would like to donate to help us with the building and renovation for the church. We have a library there, everything there for the church, for brothers and sisters to have access to the true information that's needed to destroy the lies that are against God's people. Well, we'll have that here in Pennsylvania. So we open for donations if you would like to support that. We also have the GOCC network. If you like to support other brothers and sisters with businesses, you can also go to the GOCC network and see what we have there with brothers and sisters who have their own business. But I'll say this. I would like to make a disclaimer. We're not responsible for the products of brothers and sisters who merely advertise on our platforms. It's upon them to make sure that they're dealing with their business right. That now that we've given them access to the people, they have to make sure they do things right. But we're not responsible for their business. I want to put that out there. But we're taking all the steps to make sure if a brother advertise or a sister advertise on our GOCC network, that they fulfill their obligations with those that are purchasing products from them. Okay? Now, last but not least, go ahead.
I am apparel.
Oh, yeah. How can I forget I am apparel?
Just so everybody can see it.
I am apparel. Blessed by the best. Stand up, Gotcha. And his name is Ahaya. See what I'm saying? That's I am apparel. So how would they purchase the shirts and products from I am apparel, Elder Gabar? How would they go about that?
You just go to the Gathering Christ Church channel.
GatheringChrist.org.
And GatheringChrist.org. Go to the network and scroll down, look for I am apparel, click on it, and you can order it online.
Exactly. Okay. And as you can see,
it's nice. It's comfortable.
Yeah, it's comfortable. Yeah. And not only that, we make sure any products we make or anything we do is at the highest quality for our people. It's not about talking about doing things. It's about actually doing it. Okay. The kingdom cometh not by observation. It's within us. We're not waiting for the world to change. We're the children of Israel. We're supposed to be the game changers. We're supposed to be the world changers. So it's about doing it from within what we can control and show forth the Most High Spirit through the works. Now, jumping right back in now. Black consciousness, black magic, black devils, right? Just a few more videos I just wanted to show concerning the poison that's plaguing our people, right? More. Like I said earlier, one moment here, right? Here's a video. Now, I don't know this brother, but here's a video of, I'm showing you some examples of what's plaguing our people. Look at this. Young Pharaoh.
Peace, family. Welcome.
No, not Young Pharaoh. This is
another episode of Underground Railroad Production.
Red Pill, Blue
TV.
Pill.
This your host, Brother Rich. It's that time of the year again.
Red, Blue,
I want to talk to these brothers right here.
Red Pill, Blue Pill. I already said it. Yeah. Red Pill, Blue Pill, who was introduced to the earth through Sinetta TV.
Oh, it's always like a conflicting sort of perspective on these holidays that we're about to be approaching toward the end of the year. Halloween, Thanksgiving, and Christmas, where a lot of quote-unquote conscious people feel as though they're European holidays, pagan holidays, and we don't need to celebrate them. Then a lot of occultists feel as though Halloween is an important day. It's a day of celebration. I believe Azariah said it was Ancestors' Day at one time. Am I right? It was a celebration of our ancestors. A lot of other people feel as though it's just some satanic devil shit. They see the white folks got a hold of it, and they don't want no part of it. Just dealing with the dark side, the occult realm, the metaphysical realm, the unseen realm, that of which we all come from. I want to get your perspective on this this holiday that we're about to embark on in a couple of days, Halloween. Could you, in the dark side, could you expand on that for me, please?
Thank you, Brother Rich. Excellent question. To be honest with you, I was planning on taking advantage of this date, this Halloween, this coming up, to actually do a lecture entitled "Welcome to the Dark Side." You know what I'm saying? Where we were going to reveal some of the information that we've been gathering, dealing with the power of the dark side, the pros and the cons of the dark side, the power of tapping into the dark side, and not only the power of tapping into the dark side, we were going to show and prove numerous examples of groups of people who are utilizing dark force energy to navigate through this reality that we call life. Now, as a result of, a lot of new information coming on board, we're not going to do it on Hallows Eve. We're going to actually do something with our brother Obar and let him set the stage and the foundation and whatnot.
So let's make it clear. Halloween and witchcraft and sorcery can no more be blamed on the white devil, according to them. Right? Because really, the black devil's doing on an entirely higher level of consciousness.
Speak about some of the African traditional systems. Now, when we talk about Pan-Africans and what they've been saying about European holidays, in the study of Pan-Africanism, we tend to find African traditional systems or African traditional religions. And inside of those African traditional religions, I don't see too many Pan-Africans that embrace that and come forth and say, look, these are the dark arts. This is what it had done for your ancestors. This is what it's doing for the people now, because you can't speak about Palo Mayombe, Lukumi, Santeria, and all of those things and not talk about the different groups that are benefiting off of utilizing it right now. Everybody always points to the Haitian Revolution, and that's great. But what about the revolutions that are taking place right now? What about the Cuban Revolution? What about the revolution that are taking place with these quote-unquote magical systems that exist in all places where Roman Catholicism exists, that go into war against Roman Catholicism?
These guys are promoting witchcraft as a good thing, folks, to our people.
With the dark arts. Okay? The consistent battles that are taking place in Jamaica, Haiti, Cuba,
all
Brazil,
the places we're losing, folks.
All of these
we're not winning nothing in these
places, areas. Mexico, Black Amigos, my nigga. Like, what about the fact that these underworld
got his
groups, these underworld movements are banging on the beast on a level that none of you niggas can fathom, that are romanticizing Africa, romanticizing Africa. You Pan-Africans that don't know Nan-Africans. 1/16 is down the block, and they don't know none of you niggas out there. You're non-existent. There's Africans up and down the strip. They don't even...
All these guys are Muslims who hate the Bible, folks. There's more.
They don't fuck with none of them. Bottom line, I'm keeping it a buck. They have no reverence or reverence for none of these Pan-Africans out here. And that's a fact. They don't sit and break bread with them. They don't know them. They don't even relate to them, because these niggas out here play a lot of games when it comes to the real magic, what's really working, and a conversation worth having. So, with that being said, what I would want a Pan-African to teach me, or what I would want somebody who studies Africa or African religion tradition to teach, fuck all of that bullshit. Fuck all of the...
Come on, we don't need all that language. Come on, let's get past this. We have children. It's a family show.
On, he might be like, yo, an evil spirit attacked me, but the person who summoned it is like a good spirit is working for me. So it's all interpretation. So what I need somebody to really come forth and do is to tell me on Hallows Eve, what is the pantheon of deities that I need to summon? I'm gonna be more than likely having sex that day.
Warlock, he's gonna be summoning some spirits, and he dropped something that I think y'all need to hear. He's gonna be doing something what that day?
Me, but the person who summoned it is like a good spirit is working for me. So it's all interpretation. So what I need somebody to really come forth and do is tell me on Hallows Eve, what is the pantheon of deities that I need to summon? I'm gonna be more than likely having sex that day. More than likely I'm gonna be thinking that day. More than likely I'm gonna be channeling energy. I'm gonna be wishing and you know, trying to bring things, embody, invoking all kind of energy that day. So what the fuck do I do that day with the things that I did on October 30th, October 29th? It's another fucking day. But that day, they said that there's portals open up. So as a result of a portal opening up, I know that they're going to be opening up to the unseen. Right? They're going to be opening up to a world of unseen forces, the elements and whatnot. I've been told through my studying that the European cannot claim sovereignty over the unseen realm, over the deities. So what the fuck does that lead?
So he want what the white devils. He claim the white devils are getting. They don't have full autonomy and power. He claiming the white devils. They don't have full autonomy and power over the gates of hell. What about us?
Yo, let me read something.
We were the original devils.
Yo, let me read something.
This is what he dropping.
Let me read something to the Bible.
Okay, hold on. I got some more, but I'm gonna go ahead. Read it in the Bible. Let's go. I'm just putting this out there, brothers and sisters, because what all these people have in common? There's no accountability, and they all are against the Bible. So it's really not them personally, brothers and sisters. They're just vessels. It's the demon in them that can't stand the Bible to be read. Understanding that that's the greater force over the dark forces. The spirit within that Bible. They talking about the Bible is tampered with. I'm looking at a bunch of people that was tampered with. What about the boys Bambada tampered with? What about the children that Dr. York tampered with?
I got 2 precepts there, Elder.
Come on, let's go. Let's go.
I'm in the book of Leviticus, the 18th chapter.
Black consciousness, black magic, black devils is the topic. And you have a black conscious platform out there that gives the devil's children a stage. Let's go.
2 precepts.
Let's go.
Leviticus 18:1. And the Most High spake unto Moses, saying, Speak unto the children of Israel, and say unto them, I am the Most High your power. After the doings of the land of Egypt, wherein you dwelt, you shall not do.
Go on.
And after the doings of the land of Canaan, whither I bring you, you shall not do. Neither shall you walk in their ordinances. You shall do mine judgment, and keep mine ordinance, and walk therein. I am Ahaya, your power.
Don't follow Egyptology. It's witchcraft, it's dark, and it opens a portal, a gate to hell. Thus saith the Lord. These people are witches and warlocks and sorcerers. They can care less about your children. And the only black power they have is the magic they're using over our children. That black power is doing nothing against the so-called white enemy they claim to be against. It's only affecting us negatively. Where's all the black power? When will we be free through your power? It's a lie, folks. It has always been a lie. If they had the power to operate with arts above the so-called white man, we would have been free already. The Bible is the answer. That's why all of these guys attack the Israelites and attack those that teach the Bible. They be walking down the street seeing the brothers, knowing the brothers dropping truth, but yet ignore them. Why? Because our God is against their lower gods. And instead of them humbling themselves, repenting, and being baptized for their sins and putting on righteous Israelite garb and learn this Bible, they would rather become enemies of God. They'd rather become enemies of the same black people they claim they're for. You can't say you are a part of black consciousness, but yet ignore what the Most High is bringing through Israelites. You're a problem. Come on, let's go.
Deuteronomy 18 verse 10.
Come on.
There shall not be found among you any one that maketh his son or his daughter to pass through the fire.
Sacrifice, child sacrifice.
Or that useth divination, or an observer of time.
Exactly. Someone going to a clairvoyant, trying to get information or getting witchcraft tools to be used on others. Dark magic. Read.
Same thing here, Elder, but saying that, portals are opening up.
Yeah, talking about portals are opening up and he's going to be dealing with some sexual ritual on that day. What's that about? What scripture is that? I see why they say they don't want, they want nothing to do with the Bible. The Bible be like, what are you talking about, brother? That's witchcraft. The Bible tell you a witch and a sorceress should be killed. The same judgment for homosexuals that are destroying our people. They should be killed according to the Bible. And that's why they given an excuse for homosexuality, because they know it all falls into black magic, folks. It all falls into black magic. It's one and the same.
Because, just adding, when you look at the Roman Catholic Church and all these boys being molested, these are all ritual, Babylonian rituals that they're following. That's what nobody is saying. When you look in the entertainment industry, all of these molestation that you're hearing about, is Babylon, is magic.
Absolutely.
And this even gives us further insight to know that these so-called conscious dudes, we know who is over them. We know who is pushing them. That is why you don't hear your vocab Malone hitting out against that.
Yeah.
That's why you don't hear the churches.
Yeah, where's the apologist against the conscious community?
Yes. Why? Because all of them are the same.
You even got Vlad TV, who's a Jewish Zionist. You notice he pushed and sensationalized these guys. You never hear Jewish people going against them, because why? They are tools that are used by the Satanists against us within our communities. They're more promoted than righteousness in our community on purpose. Come on.
An observer of times, or an enchanter, or a witch. Verse 11.
And let me make this clear. There's no such thing as good magic and bad magic. It's all bad. That's like Adam and Eve at the tree of good and evil, and saying, well, I'm only dealing with the good part. But yet they were punished for touching it all together. Because you cannot accept the good without the bad. There's no such thing as good magic. Don't convince yourself of that. That's a lie the devil have told you. It's all evil. Come on.
Or a charmer, or a consulter with familiar spirits, or a wizard, or a necromancer. For all that do these things, an abomination unto the Most High.
All those that do these things are an abomination to God. You are a vessel for a demon when you utilize the dark forces or the dark side. You're just a vessel. It's the spirit in you actually doing the work, which requires at the end of your life a soul. Come on.
And because of these abominations, the Most High your power do it, drive them out from before thee. So the Most High took out the people because of that, what they were doing. So how is it that his people now can come and do it?
Exactly. How can that be the answer for our people in these days and times? How can we be looking at that as a solution, as if they're dropping information and science and knowledge that benefits us? These guys we see have always been criminals and crooks and cutthroats and thieves within our community. And no one has caused them the task. Why? The churches have been toppled a long time ago, and they're saying the law is done away with. So if the people of the Bible is against the law, then it's okay now for the conscious community to point to them as lawless and say, well, that's an excuse not to follow anything at all. So we have black devil clergy, and as a result of that, black consciousness, black devils also.
That's right.
But yet our people are suffering in the wake of it all. Because there's no men that will stand up for the Most High with the word and do what? Set a standard according to God. Not according to your opinion or your religion or what you think and what happened in your life and how you view things. And you're going to do it this way based on what happened in your life concerning this circumstance. It has nothing to do with you personally. It's setting a standard according to the Most High. We've all tried it our way. It doesn't work. This is how we set a standard on protecting our children going forward. We say, well, according to the Bible, here's the law on homosexuality, pedophilia, magic, and witchcraft. How many of you are going to stay witches and warlocks and deal with Santa Maria and homosexuality? Because you cannot be a part of this conversation unless you repent first. We can't talk about correcting the people and correcting our community when we have thieves, robbers, and sorcerers and warlocks and witches at the head of it. Okay? It's a perpetual cycle of destruction we're on, not calling these particular people to task. If we can call the pastors and preachers to task concerning the Bible, we have to do it with them too. Don't talk about you want a solution. That the only thing you can rally together against is when a white guy shoot a young man, which is well more or less often than us killing ourselves.
And Elder, just putting in this,
Yes.
I'm just glancing the comments.
Yes.
Everything that we have brought out tonight is documented out there. We are showing you what has already been said.
Exactly. We're not parsing this. We're not making it up.
Yeah.
We're just showing you. We're putting it together in a way that all of you should be viewing it. We're letting you see it. We're not putting words in their mouth. We didn't put words in Polite's mouth when he stated, if it was documented that Dr. York raped 1,000 children forensically, he would still be his Most High God. And telling that to a victim who was raped by Dr. York. We didn't put that together. He put that out there for you to see. He put that out there. Let me tell you, these guys are not hiding who they are. But there's something wrong with our people who continually reverence evil. What's wrong with us? Give me the phone number real quick so I can let a few people in.
Phone number to call, 515-605-9327.
Let's go into a few of these phone calls. Black consciousness, black magic, black devils. Okay. We have here, let's see here. We have, we're going to try to keep this 2 minutes maximum. Haran from Virginia. Then we have Malcolm from the 501 area code.
Is that Arizona?
Yeah, it may be. Yeah, Arizona. Let's first start with Haran. Let's begin there. Shalom, you're live on Blog Talk.
Shalom, Elder Rawchaa.
Shalom.
Shalom, Elder Rawchaa, the Gaja, Elder Gabar.
Shalom.
Shalom. I just wanted to start off. I wanted to start off with saying, Elder, I believe that that brother Polite is an agent, and the reason why I say that is because that brother's now an Israelite. I don't know what camp he's down with, but he's now all over YouTube and he's screaming in front of the white man, telling him where he's gonna go. And it's coming to me in my spirit that he's that because I'm listening to all the things that's associated with this brother.
Brother Aharon, I'm going to tell you this, right? We can't say one thing and do another. And I'm saying this right out, right? I'm not going to operate along the lines of them and making unproven accusations. Right? The Bible says we can't bear false witness. I don't have no proof that this brother's an agent. But I don't need that based on the information he's put out there as he is. I would rather you point to what's evident than to make a claim that now he need defending. Now I got to defend him because someone is making because it's like this, brother. One thing about us is this. We have to stand with the law regardless of who it pertains to. So let's just deal with what we know concerning Polite and not bear false witness to the point where now people can rally to his defense based on accusations. So what I put out there is what he said with his own mouth. I'm not going to make an assumption that's not so, and I won't allow that on our platform. Okay?
Yes, sir. Well, pardon me for that, sir. That wasn't my intention. Pardon me for that.
I understand your intention, but I have to correct it because this ain't a place where we can just put out things about people uncorroborated or unproven. Go on.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I respect and understand that. Yes, sir. But back to the topic, the black conscience, the black church of Satan. I feel like also this was created by the Jewish powers because when they invaded and took over our culture, they knew that we would eventually be waking up into understanding that we were somebody. So who were we? So they gave us this community, if you will, this Africanized community. All the books that these brothers use in the history, they go into science, but they hate the white man. But everything that they use as documentation for facts that we're Pan-Africans, it's all established off of white authors. It's no book that they can go to that was created by our people that gives a historical understanding as to who we are. So I definitely feel like based off of that, and if you look at the religious practices within Islam, within Christianity, especially Catholicism, and within the black conscious community and Satanism and the Jewish community, they all kind of operate in the same rituals, if you will.
Okay.
So I definitely feel like, this is definitely an attack, and it was established a long time ago when they invaded our land, and they knew that it would be a point where we would look for something. So this is what they gave us: more wickedness, more destruction over our people. So that's what I wanted to share real quick, brother. Thank you for the work, and bless you for the time, Elder, and thank you. And once again, I apologize. I wasn't trying to...
You don't got to apologize, but it's up to us to make sure we keep this platform at a certain place without accusation. They're putting out enough material on their own for us to make up anything. I'll tell you that. All right, I'm going to put you on hold. Okay.
Yes, sir.
And another thing I wanted to point out here is that I don't believe Jewish people had to create them. Let me put that clear. It falls along the line of eugenics. If they was going to fund the destruction of our people, they would point to the areas that were already destroying us. There's some people out there that think it's okay to sell drugs and kill their own people and be tough around their own people, but would never go into a white neighborhood and do it. So they'll find these people. There's some unintelligent people who can put two words together and sound intelligent that push garbage in black communities. They would rather fund that than information that's against them. They'd rather fund black African teaching as a theology, knowing that even the Africans within them overseas can't get along. They'd rather you go into that than realizing you're the children of Israel being attacked by all the nations of the earth. So if anything, they would more so promote those with that ignorant understanding opposed to men of wisdom concerning the Bible. It's in their interest to finance and push the things that ills our people. Why wouldn't they? It's in their interest to try to get some Jesuits together like Vocab Malone and these Jewish devils to try to attack Israelites when none of them will say anything about the black conscious community that's attacking us and destroying us on a regular basis. They're friends with them. It's in their interest.
The black churches that
exactly. It's in their interest to promote and to fund black churches because these black churches are just Zionist controlled cesspools of hell.
Going back to the article that we read over in the academy.
Yeah.
Where after all the thing, the Heiser's only concern was about us running into average Christians.
Yeah.
That was his only concern.
You have this white Zionist who concerned, his name is Heiser, who's concerned about black Christians running into the gathering of Christ Church.
That was his only concern.
His only concern. As if these people are not intelligent enough to discern right from wrong.
Mm-hmm.
They'd rather them stay under that Jewish control, making people believe that the Jews are the real people of God and that blacks are Hamites and are worth nothing,
mm-hmm.
and we are to wait on a white Messiah to be saved. They'd rather you believe that than understand that you are the people, mm-hmm. and that Christ is going to use you as a light to help save the world. Right? So all in all, it's in the Jewish Zionist agenda to back all the things that destroy us inwardly. I don't believe they have to set up and make up agents and all these things. I've seen people in my community I grew up with that I know wasn't influenced by an agent. That's the devil that the Bible speaks of. Black devils. I've seen brothers walk around with incense and oils and all that never even hardly met white Jewish people and were agents as soon as they knew how to get on the corner and sell drugs. So I'm tired of this pointing to people on the outside of us. And we have to understand the people that's acting out like this are engineered by us, folks. They're engineered within our community. They're made within our community, but no one would like to point that out. And if you point to the white man, you ignore how it's actually engineered and developed within our own communities. No white man made the people we see go out and go to a clairvoyant to get their future read and to ask who done put a curse or root on me.
Mm-hmm.
So let's get straight to the point. Right? All right, let's go to the next call. Hey, is Lawya still with us?
I think he was for the call.
Yes, sir. I'm here. Can you hear me?
Okay, Lawya, I didn't know you was with us. Go ahead, brother. Anytime you want to say something. You have anything to say?
At this point, nah. I think, of course, a lot has been said thus far.
Okay. I didn't know you were back.
A lot of great points. Okay. I think let's get to the calls, and then afterwards I'll come in after the calls.
All right, thank you. I'm sorry. I didn't know you were still there. I'm sorry. I thought you were going to come back later. Okay. All right.
No problem.
347 area code. Let's go to Akishar, and let's be respectful to the 1.5 minutes I'll give each person. Akishar, you're live on Blog Talk. Shalom.
Shalom, my Elder Gabar, Elder God, Elder Rawchaa. Profound Rawchaa. It's rare my stomach was actually twisting up from the time you were showing the Egyptian so-called Pharaoh king who was on the side of my side. And, you know, it's just like, it's just awful what's going on in the community. Because what does the Lord say? No hand join in hand. The wicked shall not go unpunished. And he that justifies the wicked, both of them is going to be condemned. So it's like, yes, people love to gather themselves together, but it's like, what spirit? And it's like our people is just so simple in the sense that they just see a gathering, oh, let's go there, the black conscious community. And it's, I love how you keep making the connection that all of these groups, all of these so-called conscious people is all against the scriptures. And it's like, you know, why can't Dr. York so-called astral project himself out of there? Because it's all foolishness. If it's not down with the scriptures, it's all foolishness. And I just wish our people could see this. And I just love this topic because this is what the disciples were talking about, casting down imaginations and every high thing that boasts itself. I just have one quick scripture, Ezekiel 30:6. Thus saith the Lord, they also that uphold Egypt shall fall, and the pride of her power shall come down. In the tower of her seed shall they fall in it by the sword, saith the Most High. And they shall be desolate in the midst of their country. Verse 8, and they shall know that I am the Lord Ahaya. Elder, I yield. Perfect conversation in this timely. Shalom, my elders and my brothers.
Thank you, my brother. And I noticed one thing, since he brought out Dr. York, get a lot of noise there, but I'm glad he was able to come through. This guy said that we have a Canaan that can break down the program for the next 24,000 years under this Dr. York garbage, right? How it is he understood all these prophecies, and not once in the prophecy was him being incarcerated for molestation. At least in the Old Testament, Christ fulfilled the prophecies that were written of him in the scriptures. The New Testament was the actual embodiment of what was written prophetically of him. So you mean to tell me this so-called prophet or master teacher who wrote prophecies called the Holy Tablets didn't have no prophecy concerning him standing before a judge confessing that he raped boys? So would you rather, and these are the same people that were against the Bible that uphold his holy tablets that was written by a molester. They are against the Bible, but they have his book called the Holy Tablets.
You have some more videos here, don't you? On this.
Yeah, there's a few more.
Yeah, let's get some of these.
Let's get some more of these videos. I need y'all to check this out. This is what is black girl magic, a new thing that's being pushed amongst our people.
I believed in fairy tales and magic and all that kind of thing. When it came time to come up with a saying, a phrase to validate black women, to speak about greatness, black girls are magic, it just made sense to me. What I envision is women who are black women, specifically, just making a way out of nowhere, like coming into their own, being self-sufficient, extraordinarily so, and just being amazing under all circumstances, any circumstances. Like anything you could possibly think of, a black woman has been able to do it, and do it in a way that makes people take note.
When I hear black girl magic, I see bold women, confident women, women that are also able to be vulnerable but also stand in who they are and be confident and own who they are.
Black girl magic is complete feminine power, complete goddess power, tapping into your melanin and your DNA to activate your ancestors, to activate your true self-purpose.
Black girl magic is just the epitome of being yourself, being awesome, being amazing, and just embodying that in every way possible. I think just black girls or black cis girls, black trans girls just doing what feels good for them.
I hope they feel proud of themselves.
Black girl magic.
It's just, it's so important to me that we
You ain't know what the black girl magic, man?
What the hell? Well,
let me tell you, the conscious community will celebrate this. And even black trans magic. Hey, there was pictures. They got the thing out there where Polite was in his little speed buggy with Tranny. Black girl magic.
Oh gosh, what the hell am I watching this?
Hey man, listen. We got to give it to them the way it is, man. If this is what our people want, this is what you want. You want black girl magic?
Okay.
Come on now.
Ever since I was a little girl,
women, confident women, women that are also able to be vulnerable, but also stand in who they are and be confident and own who they are.
Black girl magic is complete feminine power, complete goddess power, tapping into your melanin and your DNA to activate your ancestors, to activate your true self-purpose.
Black girl magic is just the epitome of being yourself, being awesome, being amazing, and just embodying that in every way possible. I think just black girls or black cis girls, black trans girls just doing what feels good for them.
I hope they feel proud of themselves and proud of other black women. It's so important to me that we feel validated and uplifted. Because there's so many negatives out there. I want us to always be able to have something positive to hold on to for ourselves.
First time I heard Black Girl Magic, it made me feel
some lesbian came up with this.
All the brown girls.
Some nasty lesbian.
I think it's the way we walk. I think it's the way we dress.
I think Black Girl Magic is something, a spark almost, something extra, a little that we put into everything that we do.
When you see a black woman, you see all the black cultures.
Black Girl Magic is the ability to overcome, the ability to do like amazing boss ass shit with like very little.
The Black Girl Magic hashtag is about celebration and triumph over struggle, but it's not just one.
They're gonna try to bring in Martin Luther King on this
We encompass all those things. We are, our struggles build us up, but so do our celebrations and all the happiness and joy we experience.
Lord is gonna rain fire down on this place.
Along with multi-dimensional humans, everything that comes along with being more than just
I don't know. They just make up stuff. Black girl magic. Bunch of warlocks, witches, homosexuals, you name it. Lesbians. It go more. Here it go. Young Pharaoh. Ritual. He got a song out there called Ritual. He doing witchcraft. Black consciousness. Black consciousness, folks. And no one in the black conscious community is speaking out against this.
We pop them bottles like Sarah for that rhythm, like up is a ritual. Yeah,
he's doing witchcraft, talking about we popping bottles. With war paint on, look like he's doing Santa Maria. No one is speaking against this evil plague called the black conscious community. And guess what? You would never guess. Yes, he don't believe in the Bible either. He don't believe in the Bible either. Now, hold on, there's more. This is the guy who introduced all the Satanists and evildoers and molesters and all that. Here's the guy who introduced them to the world.
I gotta run with your story. You know what I'm saying? But goddamn, I need to hear his story too, man.
But you really don't need to hear his story. Polite is a literal fucking lie. Anything that comes out of his mouth, you can't believe.
So he said you can't believe anything that comes out of Polite mouth, but right now, he got Polite under his platform again. He said that if he ever invited Polite back under him, that everyone can unsubscribe and not follow him going forward. Right? And there's more. It ain't over.
Peace and love, Black Femmes, the Prince of Pan-Africanism, Dr. Umar Johnson. I'm live here, Queens, New York City. I just wanted to say shout out to New York City for coming out to support Dr. Umar Johnson once again, as you always do. I wanted to say sorry to all the brothers and sisters who came out who could not get in today. I apologize for that. I will be... Okay, cash or credit card, whatever works for you. I appreciate the sales.
Cash or credit
card. That's how we're going to help parents fund the Unapologetically African Black College and Consciousness Tour. That's why we're going to help fund the Repatriation Task Force. That's how we're going to help fund the Frederick Douglass Marcus Garvey Academy. That's how we help fund Dr. Umar Johnson's flights and hotels.
Hold up.
Hold up. Let's pause it for a second.
Let's pause for a second.
He's going to fund what?
He's going to fund the academy, man.
No, he had about three projects.
The Marcus Guards of Garvey security team?
Yeah, he had a security team.
Listen, there's no people involved in this at all. There's nothing being fun here, folks. Gosh. He got all this money being sent for a school and all this, and there's nothing, absolutely nothing, and no one out of our people is holding him accountable to this. He said a school for black boys, and you rarely, if ever, see him ever in a picture with a black boy. Or a father. You never see him in a picture with a black boy, folks.
Let's get it. Let's get it.
Let's get it.
And rental cars to travel the country to look at different school properties. Okay, I have
to look at different school properties.
Looking at, we will have a school in 2017. We will have a school.
He said we will have a school in 2017. Brothers and sisters, it's 2018 right now.
2017. So brothers,
$750,000 he raised.
Baltimore, you next up. Frederick Douglass, Harriet Tubman City, you next up. Again, thank you for everybody out there who show support, who don't allow the haters to get under your skin, who continue to support the Prince of Pan-Africanism despite all of the dusty hoteppers and other Negroes who keep on trying to stop me from doing what I'm doing. Okay, so we're going to blow the house down tonight. I'm hyped. I'm ready. Nat Turner is ready to speak through me. Frederick Douglass is ready to speak through me. Marcus Garvey is ready to speak through me. Harriet Tubman is ready to speak through me. Denmark Vesey is ready to speak through me. I'm the one. I got this. I'm the boss. If you don't like it, come take the title. Hating, you can't take the title hating. Come take it. It's on my waist. Come get the title if you want it. Otherwise, sit your crusty ass down. This Papa season.
It's Papa season, folks. Papa season. Now, listen. Here's a new video now. He raised upward of $1 million for school for black boys. Introduced to the conscious community as a solution for our people. Against the Bible, though. Another guy introduced to the conscious community who's against the Bible.
This is the Prince of Pan-Africanism, Dr. Umar Johnson. Brothers and sisters, I just wanted to take this moment to tell you that today was a very, very good day in the history of the Frederick Douglass and Marcus Garvey RBG International Leadership Academy for Pan-African Excellence. I visited a campus today that I was very impressed with. It reminded me so much of the original campus that we tried to secure, the St. Paul's College. This campus, brothers and sisters, is a residential campus complete with 5 buildings, dozens of acres, agriculture, gardening, animals, everything.
Hold up, he also got animals on a place that he can't tell you exists and exactly where it is. He found a campus with animals, folks.
Want to do, we can do here, brothers and sisters. I love it. It reminds me of the St. Paul's College, and the good news is we have the amount of money that's being requested. Now, there's other parties who are also interested in purchasing this campus, so I'm going to have to put a bid in, and they will as well. But I feel very good about our chances. Given the donations that you all have given me, and I want to thank all of my donors who have been loyal to Dr. Umar and to our young men and to the FDMG crusade over the past 4 years. I want to thank you because I believe that this will be our school. I believe that tomorrow's eclipse is nothing but the approval, the divine approval that this is the place where the Frederick Douglass and Marcus Garvey Academy will be. Sunday, I'm going to talk more about this. Suffolk, Virginia, 4 o'clock. Temple Bethel, Sunday, July 15th, Virginia. Come on out. It was in Virginia where we began the school hunt. It was in Virginia where we tried to get St. Paul's College. And so here we are, 4 years later, by divine design, the night before the first eclipse of the summer, and we have 3 eclipses coming. By divine design, I'm coming back to the 7 cities of Virginia where this all began 4 years ago, and I'm going to talk more about this situation, this new school, putting the bid in. I'm going to put the deposit. I'll be writing the first ever check. After 4 years, I will be writing the first ever FDMG check so that I will be allowed to bid on this property. Brothers and sisters, keep us in your prayers. Keep our young men in your prayers. Keep FDMG in your prayers.
All right. Listen, he said keep FDMG in your prayers, right? Also, what you don't see is the fact that in the video, he tells everyone that he cannot tell you exactly where the property is until the deal is sealed.
Listen.
For 4 or 5 years, longer than that, he's been gallivanting all around the world talking about a school that don't exist, collecting money.
When do you need to write a check to bid?
You don't have to write a check to bid.
Exactly.
You write a check to once done.
Once you won the bid.
And people don't even deal with that anymore. It's more so through wire transfers and transactions now. But listen, what are we talking about? Even going that way is falling victim to this sorcery that's going on here. Okay, there is no school, there is no finances, there is no FDMG. It don't exist. But I'm just saying, what's going on within our community that allow this to continually happen to us? We talk about, if we can all gather together almost $1 million to nothing on an idea with 4 letters, why can't we put that together for something beneficial for the people who are suffering in the community?
Mm-hmm.
That's the question. Why isn't the conscious community or Sonetta TV and these other places calling these guys to task after using their platforms to publicize these people? Why aren't you investigating them like real news programs do? Let me tell you, even when it comes to, they got a white man, a devil, and all that, okay. But white people, you think they didn't persecute Bernie Madoff, who was robbing Jewish people? You understand? There was accountability there. Yes, we know you're thieves and robbers and all that, but you can't break code or rules when it comes to them. That's why the law is in place. For those who don't do it, above board. There's no justice within our community, even for those who are claiming to bring light to darkness. Only thing you can do is complain or march when you see a cop do something against a young black man every 2 years or every 3 years or every 6 months or whatever the case is. But where's the news programs to put these things out here? Why? They're in it together, folks.
Mm-hmm.
They cover up for each other, folks. They're not accountable. Why? There's no rules in Islam. There's no rules in black consciousness. Black consciousness, you got it. Black consciousness, black magic is witchcraft, using words and fancy words to try to, and using inflection as if he's speaking in front of people on a video chat. It's all witchcraft, folks. It's sorcery.
Mm-hmm.
How can you speak as if you're in front of, a hall on a personal video chat? It's all sorcery, folks. I'm looking into some schools over here. I'm going to check out some schools over there. Send in your money, though. Send in your money. I think he called black people black trifling people. But send in your money because they believe, brothers and sisters, that our people are dumb. They don't respect who we are. They're playing on our ignorance, and they're trying to keep us away from the Bible, which sharpens us, which gives us knowledge of the Most High's law, to actually point a finger and point those out who are exploiting us. Now, according to the Bible, I understand what a thief is. I understand what a sorcerer is, what a liar is. And I can hold you to task with this Bible now. The Bible says I can't be unequally yoked with unbelievers. Okay, I'm not going to associate or be one with a witch or a warlock because they're the same color as me. I can't be unequally yoked with them. I can't be unequally yoked with a drug dealer, a sorcerer. But all of them can be equally yoked together. I can't be equally yoked with a molester, a homosexual, a lesbian. See, and that's why they are against the Bible, because they're all yoked together in the conscious, so-called conscious community. Okay? Black power is what? You got it. Black power is black magic against the black community. All right? We have more. We have this brother, he's disrespecting disrespecting Sister Nat Turner's grave. Harriet Tubman's grave, excuse me. Harriet Tubman's grave, excuse me. Totally desecrating grave sites of Christians. And he's a Muslim. He's a Muslim that practice what? Dark African magic. Look what he's doing over this Christian woman's grave. Where's the Harriet Tubman family to get this man off her grave?
Thank you for risking your life over 100 times.
What is this?
Thank you for never turning back or giving up. Thank you for even after saving your family, you came back to save the rest of us, Ashe. We thank you for giving us all hope, for teaching us that no matter how dark the day may be, the light is right around the corner, Ashe. We thank you for keeping up the fight to end enslavement of Africans in America, Queen Mother. Even though a lot of people thought we would never get out the chains, you knew it, you believed it, you saw to it, Ashe.
Who is Ashe? What is going on here, folks? Ritualistic magic right in front of our eyes, and no one is calling these people out. Don't even have enough respect. I wish somebody would go on my grandmother's grave with this hot mess, pouring some dirty water over Harriet Tubman's tombstone, talking about Ashe. She was a Christian. She believed in the Bible. You know why they do this? Because they know there's no accountability within our community. That's why. You let this guy try to go at a Jewish graveyard and try to pour something on there. Okay? You let him try to go in one of these graveyards for these other races and see if his behind make it out of there alive. He can take famous people's names within our community and use it to embetter himself while our people suffer. And the families can say nothing because they know there's no respect for black people one amongst another. He can desecrate a Christian grave, being a Muslim or a black Africanist.
He used Marcus Garvey.
Yeah, he can desecrate and use Marcus Garvey's name. And Marcus Garvey was a staunch believer in the Bible.
Who knew he was Israel.
And knew he was Israel. Who else? Frederick Douglass was a Christian, folks, who believed in the Bible. So they are against the Bible, but they use all the people who was galvanized through the spirit of it.
You know, Nat Turner.
Nat Turner was a revolutionist based on his belief in the Bible. They shouldn't be able to use anyone biblical who believed in the Bible for their cause. They're liars, they're deceivers, they're sorcerers, and no one has called them out until now. This is the reason why they are against Israelites, folks, and they want to debate Israelites. And they want to discuss things with Israelites. Or try to talk to a Christian. Anyone that believes in the Bible, we should just leave them alone and have them deal with their little dusty conversations amongst themselves if they don't want to repent and come back to the Most High. And call to justice the molestation and the evil, the homosexuality, the lesbian activity, the molestation, the witchcraft. We don't want to talk to you until you can straighten all that out or repent for your witchcraft. You're not going to benefit from anyone who believes in the Bible going forward. Call them to task.
Including debates.
No debates, no nothing.
We're not into that.
We don't hear nothing from y'all until y'all can start dealing with some level of accountability. Until y'all can let us know what you're really dealing with. Right? I think I have enough of these. You know what I mean? I have a few more phone calls here. Few more phone calls. Here, let's see. One moment. Oh, here it is. All right, going down the line. I know, Gabar, you still with us.
Let me put the number out again one more time.
Oh, they can't call. The calls have been cut off now.
Oh, okay.
And I'll let you back in a second, Gabar. 646 area code.
I'm here.
Great.
Hello.
Shalom, you're live on Blog Talk.
Hello. Hello, can you hear me?
Loud and clear.
Hello. All right, this is Sister Shirley. How you doing, Hilda?
I'm doing well, bless you.
Bless you. And this patient is unbelievable. It's off the chain. oh my goodness, I can't even understand it. But I just wanted to bring out that, you know, in our store, we get a lot of people coming in looking for sage and things to burn and put out, you know, get rid of witchcraft and stuff like that, you know, to the point that we stopped selling that stuff because we didn't even know that that's, you know, basically what it was for. We're thinking, okay, this is all, you know, part of holistic health. No, this stuff was witchcraft. And it's just weird that you would have this program on tonight talking about this, that, you know, this black magic has just taken hold of our community like that.
Exactly.
And you know, it's pretty much what I wanted to say, but this thing has just blown my mind, you know. You brought up so many points, but I don't want to, you know, keep everybody else from coming in, but thank you for this. Tonight's program was unbelievable. Unbelievable.
Well, all praise be to the Most High in Christ. Okay, thank you, sister. And let me tell you, a lot of you would be surprised how rampant witchcraft and sorcery is in our community.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and everyone is against the Bible and trying to talk about the pastors and all that. When we have masons, sorcerers, witches, warlocks, astrologers, you name it, destroying us inwardly. And you wonder why we as a people cannot get out of our condition. Why we are a cursed people. We curse ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
We as a people curse ourselves. No longer will I go into Halloween the same ever again. We have to actually address the Halloween that goes on continually on a daily basis. The ghouls, the goblins, the walking dead, the killers, the shooters, the evil. We see Halloween every day of the year, folks.
Mm-hmm.
Never again will I address. And we even have the black conscious community saying they got to take Halloween back. It really don't belong to white people. He's going to be at the portal having so-called sex on November 1st. On that day. Doing some ritualistic magic. The truth is coming out, folks. And I'm going to show you their greatest diversion. Their greatest diversion is when an event comes, a provocateur event, where it's black against white. That's where they get the entry to join with everyone else against the white man, black power. Nah, we don't want to hear anything you have to say about the white man no more when you're killing our people on a daily basis. The black power you're using is black magic against black people. And it's time we stand against it. With what? The true light that can only come from who? The Most High God. The God of the Bible you're scared of. You are afraid of. Let's go down the line here. 205 area code. Shalom, you're live on Blog Talk. We're going straight to the next call. 336 area code. You're live on Blog Talk.
Yes, Shalom.
Shalom, you're live on Blog Talk.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Just want to be quick with this. I was just listening to the call a little bit late, and you know, the scripture came to my mind, and where it says, I think it's in 2 Chronicles, where it says, Israel do worse than the heathen, wherefore the Lord destroyed them. So you have to understand that when we go into all these topics, we're the ones who's causing this on ourselves. This is a representation not of just these people, but what's going on within our community. You know what I mean? We don't want to look at these leaders and think, oh, well, look at what these leaders are doing. No, who's funding these leaders? Who's giving them the money to continue like this? It's our people. You know what I mean? They don't need the Jewish powers to fund them when we're the ones giving them all millions of dollars. You know what I mean? So just wanted to bring that out.
Exactly. I'm glad you brought that out.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Also, Elder, I didn't hear that the blog talk will disconnect in about 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Time. The
blog talk will disconnect, but if there's other points that need to get out, we can just keep it on YouTube for the remainder of the broadcast. And I'm going to tell you, It's a shame because the witchcraft and evil is so rampant in our communities. There'll always be an outlet. Satan will always have a vessel that can be used as weapons against us under the guise of blackness, under the spirit of black power. There's going to always be another young black young man or young woman who would want to sell drugs. There's going to always be a killer. You understand? And, you know, it comes a time where we have to begin to really put out the spirit of prayer. You understand? Put out that spirit to ask the Most High to help our people out of this, man. We're using dark forces as an option out of this. And you guess what? Those that are under that, it isn't fulfilled. It's time for us to take the right options going forward. Repent. Stop making an excuse and sensationalizing witchcraft, perversions, evil. Stop supporting those, even on these platforms that you know. I know it's entertaining to some degree, but let's stop supporting these people that you know are destroying us inwardly. (803) area code. Shalom, you're live on Blog Talk. (803), you're live on Blog Talk.
Next caller.
Okay. Shalom, you're live.
Hello?
Yeah, you're live on Blog Talk.
Hi, is this Elder Rawchaa?
Yes, this is Rawchaa,
My name's
brother.
Akeem.
Brother, you got 30 seconds. I got to get down to the calls.
And I'm from
Shoot.
Okay, I'm from South Carolina, and yeah, Halloween is a pagan holiday, and every year they open up new haunted houses for haunted attractions for people to come in and have fun and you know, but I just want to ask you. I know we have a short time, but I want to ask you. Can you make a video about the fighting and behemoth?
Yes, I'm going to put you on hold,
So
brother.
I just wanted to
Let me answer your question and go to the next call, brother, because I don't want to segue into another conversation because we got 30 seconds per call.
I understand.
So are you asking me to do a lesson on Leviathan and Behemoth? Is that what you're asking me?
Right.
Okay. Well, I'm going to put you on hold. Yes, I can do that. I will do that, brother. I will do that. All right. I will make sure we do a lesson on that coming soon. Coming down the line, only a few more calls. 219 area code. I got to try to get everyone in that's on Blog Talk before it cuts out. You've been waiting. Some people have been waiting here for hours. So I don't want to cut off. We go to YouTube and you need to get a chance to have at least a little say. 219 area code. Last call. You're live on Blog.
Hey, how you doing, Elder?
I'm blessed.
Hello?
I'm blessed by the best, and his
Hey,
name
you
is
hear me?
Zahia. Oh, I got Travis. I'm gonna get you in a second, Travis. Okay, yes, you're live on Blog Talk. Shalom.
Okay, yeah, I was just wondering, is it okay for you to make a video about, like, the times that it's okay to defend yourself righteously if you have to be aggressive with somebody or use force? Like, I read something in Genesis about some king came to kidnap Lot's wife, not his wife, but his nephew, but he got 318 soldiers to go back and get him, and they attacked him. And I was also wondering,
okay,
does the Most High allow you to use manipulation sometimes, like how?
Let me make it clear. You'll never hear me get a lesson that will actually bring forth a plan to gather some people to fight against anyone. Okay. I mean, I'm sure the world powers would be salivating for a video like that. You will never hear. Okay, so
I ain't mean to put it. I ain't mean to put it anywhere.
I'm saying, listen. This is the whole thing. We're The weapons of our warfare are not carnal. This is a spiritual warfare.
Okay.
The whole thing is, like anyone know, everyone has a right to protect their life in a life or death situation. But to have a preemptive plan against someone else after something has been done to you is an entirely different thing. There's no justification for that. If someone is engaging you and it's your life or their life, of course, protect your life. Okay? But all that planning and retaliation will get you pushing daisies, adorning that light. Okay? Vengeance is the Most High God. There's no place to deal with any military strategic war in this time against anyone. You do that, you're playing into Satan's hands. Okay?
Okay, gotcha.
And you're not to gather any brothers to do that. He sent us out as sends us out as sheep among wolves. Be wise as serpents, harmless as a dove. Now, if someone engages you and threatens your life, and you have means to protect yourself, by all means, if you can get out of it without harming the person or without killing the person, then that's the route to take. But if a person is about to kill you, you have a right to defend yourself. Okay? You have a right to stay, you only get one of these called a life. So you have a right to live. If it's between that person and you who's engaging you. Okay? But you'll never hear me talk about no preemptive planning and using the Bible to say, well, here's scriptures where something happened and we rallied some people together according to the Bible to go and retaliate. Nah. Vengeance is the Lord. There's no fighting until Christ come back and order. Whatever he orders, that's what's it about. But there's not going to be no orders before that. Unless he's doing the ordering, I'm out of it. Okay? And you should be out of it also.
Did he ask God for counsel before him and Lot got into it, before they went, Lot went to the Jordan and he went to
hey brother,
his way? Because
I know what scripture. Hey brother,
I'm sorry. Okay, go ahead.
Listen, I know what scripture you're talking about. Stop trying to use that scripture to justify vengeance.
All right.
Okay, it's not for that.
All right.
You're going to get yourself or other people killed if you're thinking that.
Yes.
Okay? Shalom.
No, I'm not thinking it at all.
Well, I didn't come up with it.
All right, bro.
Okay, shalom. All right. I don't want no one to say, here's the program where Elder Rawchaa was talking about anything. Okay? I teach the Bible. Travis DMV. Last call.
Shalom.
Shalom. Last call for this evening.
How fitted. Our brother just got back from Egypt, me and Palau, and we hung out with some brothers from the body out Egypt, and we went up and down from Cairo to Aswan and talked to a lot of Nubians. And I can co-sign on that Egyptology and Kemetic nonsense does not exist out there. It is not existent. It don't exist. Elder guys, me and you friends on Facebook. I got a 10-minute video of an elder, two elders from Aswan, and those brothers revealed some information that crushes Egyptology. So y'all should check it out. Elder, did you go to Aswan when you was out Egypt? When you was out there, did you visit Aswan?
I visited all of different parts of Africa and Egypt. Yes, I was there. I went to Aswan. I went to name it in Egypt. I've been there. Okay.
I bet so. Yeah. So yeah, I could personally say Egyptology Kemetic is not existent.
Yeah. Like if you go to Egypt and you ask them about Egyptologists, they'll look at you like you're crazy. Like they don't acknowledge none of that stuff. And you know what I believe is there's a lot of people over here, they'll go to Egypt just to say they went there and take a picture in front of a pyramid to come back as some authority. And believe it or not, they study absolutely nothing while over there. But the fact that they were there and took pictures, they feel that our people are not intelligent enough to decipher through their nonsense. They'll use that as some level of credibility. How can you tell me I've been to Egypt? You didn't decipher nothing on the hieroglyphs.
That's what I was about to say. Okay. So-called teachers over there saying that.
Hey, yo, you know, and you go in the pyramid, they allow you to see is nothing.
Yeah.
In Giza, you don't see nothing. What they allow the public to see is nothing. Yeah, I think we went into a dark tunnel, into a dark room, and that was it.
Yeah, and they got this one guy who's speaking in tongues in the Egyptology, Habaru or whatever his name is. You notice he say the same words over and over again. No matter, it's just like the Christians who say they're Babel, and they're speaking in tongues, but they only can say one sentence, the same incantation or chant the same way. And they have that speaking in tongues also in Egyptology also, claiming that they can decipher the metaneta. When there's proof that there's no one can speak that particular language. See, but they are preying on the ignorance of our people. Brother, I got to put you on hold because I have to continue the broadcast, but great points, Travis, all right? All right. Okay, Elder Lawyer, you have anything to say? I can bring you in.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear myself also. Talk to me.
Okay, Lawya. All right. Yeah, just I guess I would say in closing that, you know, again, this broadcast, you know, what more can be said? It's definitely, hopefully it's an eye-opener to our people who are coming into this awakening. And, you know, it's very easy to associate yourself with anything that's proclaiming to be for Black revolution, Black power, if you will, which we've explained extensively what that Black power really is. But hopefully people get over trying to associate themselves with anything that has to do with quote unquote Black identity without any level of, you know, regulations or commandments or anything that comes along with it that's definitive as to what's expected of you, you know, either from the God that you decide to worship or what have you. So I think that's you know, that's what really stood out for me throughout the course of this broadcast, that, you know, with all of these different beliefs, there's really no system, no true system or value system to stand on or to stand by or to grow thereby. So hopefully our people, you know, at least get that information if they get anything from this, from tonight's broadcast.
Exactly. Like, just say if a young man or young woman is looking for their identity or some type of spirituality, some understanding, because that's usually the bait they use. What would be the advice you would give a young man who's searching for himself? You being a young man yourself, Lawyer, and running into one of these guys. First of all, my advice would be, okay, let's pray about it, and please put the weed down. Okay, there's no conversation while getting high. So if you're under any type of substance, put it down. Weed, drugs, or whatever the case is, because the Bible tells us a man or woman must be what? Sober-minded. No one can be guided, inebriated, high, drunk, or out of their sober mind. Okay, and then with any direction, we must give the brothers and sisters a purpose. What is your purpose? Because there's no purpose that comes with these so-called Black consciousness garbage. Okay? They end up spiraling into nothingness following that crap. What is the overall purpose and agenda and resolve for our people at the end of this? Let's not talk about how can we plan for the future and all this other crap. How do we solve these issues right now? Witchcraft, sorcery, drug use, homosexuality, perversion, molestation, family separated. And then if these particular areas of consciousness do not answer and doesn't tick all these boxes, you walk away from them. I don't want to hear about being able to astral project. The master of astral projection was Dr. York, and he still haven't been able to astral project out of that jail that he's locked in right now. Okay? I don't hear about none of that garbage.
Or levitate out.
Yeah, he was talking about, so one guy came, and I guess he was on weed. He came one day, told me when in Philadelphia, yeah, I didn't see that brother levitate. Well, guess what? He can't levitate between those bars. I don't want to hear none of that. I want to hear about astral projection. I don't want to hear about aliens. I don't want to hear about what planet we're from. I don't hear about the planet about 100 million years ago from planet Risk. All that information means nothing if we cannot solve our present issues within our communities.
What did he say at 204?
He's talking about, yeah, he got a Canaan now for the next 24,000 years. Dr. York gave it to him. I'm like, how can this guy, if there's any new converts to New Wabic beliefs, which was a made-up word and a made-up religion out of nowhere, anyone that becomes new Nuwabians are supposed to be Nuwabians. Okay, this guy's not a martyr. He's a confessed rapist of children. How can you still revere and acknowledge and uphold the beliefs and try to hold some level of integrity when it comes to this man, concerning this man? So, outside of what I said, Lawya, maybe I've covered it. But if a young person came to you and say, well, I'm finding myself, I'm trying to figure out which way I should follow, what advice would you give them?
Well, for a young person, first and foremost, are you asking a young person who would go to the conscious community asking that question, or come to us asking that question?
They'll come to us saying that we're looking for ourselves, and there's a lot of options out there. Okay, and I'm just trying to find myself. Because usually these guys can tap into something of interest with these young brothers and sisters. Maybe sometimes it's the natural thing, being natural. You understand? Being natural and wearing your own hair and dressing more so according to our culture before slavery. These are usually I would say, selling points within the conscious community. On top of rolling blunts.
Right. Now, for someone asking that question, of course, we know, if someone comes to us, we would try to show them things that relates to their history, their existence, Deuteronomy 28, so on and so forth.
Yeah.
But just to make it very simple, I would present it to them, even though they may be familiar with the Ten Commandments. I would present the Ten Commandments and ask them, based on these Ten Commandments and what you see going on in our community, do you believe that these 10 commandments would be beneficial? Will we be more better off as a community with these 10 commandments? Or are we suffering and are we lacking within our community because we lack the principles of the 10 commandments of thou shalt not murder, thou shalt not steal, thou shalt not bear false witness, thou shalt not have any other gods, or thou shalt not worship idols. These are all things which are filled within our communities that really have there's no law within our communities to actually speak to these things. And I think the Ten Commandments themselves are a starting point for actually cleaning up what it is we lack within a community.
Law.
So I would probably start from that standpoint, outside of just the curses.
Okay, great.
We need law for the lawless.
We need laws.
That's what's missing from us.
Yep.
Just lambing back off what Elder Lawya is saying.
Yeah.
Our community right now, these you know, from the clergy to the black unconsciousness to the white Christendom, everything is missing the laws of the Most High. That's the problem, and that's why these guys can run around. That's why the churches. That's why even Muslims can come into our areas. And I tell you what, it just reminded me. A few years ago, we went into a Muslim community to preach in the UK, and you heard the story, right? We had to be escorted by police. It was almost a riot. Like the chief of police came to us and was asking us, "Are we gonna retaliate?" And we're like, "No, we just here. We just spread the gospel." But when you get these Muslims that come into our community now, there's no protection for our people.
There's no rallying black people against what they're doing against us.
Yeah.
Converting our children, converting our children, raping our young girls. We know what those imams and all that be doing in these so-called mosques to our sisters.
And that's why in the UK, there was a time when we were on the streets out there that whenever the Muslims saw us come out, they would pack up and go. And we told them straight, listen, you can't come here in our communities and bring this because we can't do the same in yours.
Exactly.
So you need to go. You understand? And we did it peacefully, but we let them know that we're protecting our people. You understand?
It's time for us to take a stand.
Yeah,
we show some real black power, Bible power.
Yeah, man, the Bible.
Here's black power right here. This black Bible. They go to real black power right here.
This is the only power and solution that we have. Anything else is dead man walking.
Exactly.
And this is the reality. You understand? I mean, yeah, these videos are entertaining, but this is the reality of the thing right now. Anybody outside of these laws, statutes, and commandments, and without the testimony of Christ, is dead man walking.
Exactly.
That is the reality.
Exactly. I'm glad you brought that. And Gabar, you can come on in. And I wanted to say this. Yeah, I forgot to mention. Yes. Elder Lawya, you'll be in Atlanta this weekend, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, we spread all around the place. Now, eventually, for a holy day that's coming up, we're going to be doing that in Florida. We're going to be doing the next holy day in Florida with Fennell and the church there. And we're going to help set up the church in the other areas near Jacksonville and the other parts of Florida during that same time. So it's time. Hey, we're doing exactly what we said we would do after that meeting with the elders. It's time.
And for me,
okay?
I'm going to be in Australia around the 8th of December.
You're going to be in Australia the 8th of December. And you know what? I may be in Australia with you.
Yeah, that'd be a blessing that. I know the brothers and they would love that.
Of December. So
yeah,
here it comes. Here it comes. I'm still working on it, but I think I'll be there with you.
Hey, listen.
All right.
That'd be a blessing. I think Elder Rawchaa wanted to come as well.
Hey, we all need to just get on that plane and do that. There's going to be this big debate. I see one of the people I love there calling me Bubble Eye Blackfish. Shalom, how are you? May the Lord bless you. I love you.
You know what's great?
Listen. I love when they call me Bubble Eyes and all those things. I'm like, you know what? I'm glad you know me. Because you may know that I'm teaching the gospel. Too bad that I can't say the same for you. Don't know you? Probably never will. Now, that should tell you something in itself.
I mean, get me started.
No, listen. It's lovely. They called Christ worst. And you know what? He can do that according to his law. Not the one in here, though. Okay. Let's go. Elder Gabar. You're still with me?
Yes, sir. All praise to the Most High. So yeah, it's what's going on within that community, and I don't think it's orchestrated by the man, as they say, but it's so afflicted is that we're creating a situation that we'll take evil and spin it for good. Yeah. You know, like that video that I was seeing about, so-called, black women, black magic, black women liberation. And they'll take a situation like a woman wearing clothes, dressing like a hooker in the street. 10 years ago, 20 years ago, 30 years ago, a woman will be considered a black plague in the community dressed like that. It would be a disgraceful thing.
Yeah.
But now they spin it and say, well, this is about black women empowerment, about, black women finding their voice, about women, and things of that nature. And even with the brothers, they'll start going into, well, brother, is it dark magic? Is it good? Did that started from Africa? And then, we have to look at Halloween, and we have to take Halloween back and things of that nature. And see, one of the things that I noticed with the Black Conscious Movement is that they'll go into the black man started everything and the white man stole it. But the only thing they want from the white man is everything that is not good for the black community.
Exactly.
Herb and weed. We have to take that because that's, it comes from Africa. We got to take Halloween back. But no one is talking about, we got to take the Bible back.
Exactly.
I'm
glad he made that point. They want to say all the bad stuff the white man have taken from them. But the Bible is a white man's book. Why didn't you take that back then? Why you can take everything else back from the white man, but not the Bible? Great point. Exactly. Gabar, but go on.
Yeah, but they don't want to touch the Bible. They want to say, and they will go and show you scripture of black people in the Bible. How Moses got mistaken for an Egyptian. Had Paul got mistaken for an Egyptian. That these men must have been black. These characters must have been black. And they'll complain when the white men make these movies of Egypt or Moses and things of that nature using white actors. But they will say, you know what? If these people in the Bible were black, we should maybe take this book back. And one of the things that when I was speaking to the community, the black country Korean so-called, what I wanted to do is to show that the Bible, if you want to start embracing African culture or African cultures with an S, you also have to include the scripture. Because you can find people in Africa claiming Hebrew roots and traditions.
Exactly.
The Hebrew, the Lumba, the Ashanti. So if you're going into Egyptology or Aruba, or you got to go to different culture in Africa, why are you excluding culture?
Why are you excluding the Hebrew? Exactly. Why are you excluding the Hebrew African community in Africa? How can you say you're pro-Africa and ignoring the Hebrew influence in Africa? Purpose.
Amen.
Great.
And when you look at all the revolutions in Africa and in America, black revolutions, they use the Bible and the principle of the Bible as the inspiration to liberate their people.
And there was not a revolution, a black revolution that can be that throughout history in which the Bible wasn't used. And that's included the Haitian Revolution with those that are dealing with sorcery and all that. All of them still believed in the Bible. Right?
Exactly.
Right? It's like glorifying only the dark and wickedness without giving any credit to the Most High God who made us. Let me read this real quick. Anything else, Gabar? You can go ahead, Gabar. Anything else? I'm sorry.
Oh, no, that was it, Elder.
I'm going to read this and I'm going to give it to you.
Right? That was it, Elder.
And then I'll give everyone the last word. I just want to say this right here. Precept in Revelations 18, since I started with that. Check it out. Isaiah 47:1. Come down and sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon. Sit on the ground. There is no throne. O daughter of the Chaldeans, for thou shalt no more be called tender and delicate. Take the millstone and grind mill, uncover thy locks, make bare the leg, uncover the thigh. Pass over the rivers, thy nakedness shall be uncovered. Yea, thy shame shall be seen. I will take vengeance, and I will not meet thee as a man. As for our Redeemer, the Lord of hosts is his name, the Holy One of Israel. And our Redeemer was sent. His name is Christ, the Messiah, the Mashiach, Yeshua. Sit thou silent and get thee into darkness, O daughter of the Chaldeans. They were the wise men. For thou shalt no more be called the lady of kingdoms. I was wroth with my people. I have polluted mine inheritance, and given them into thine hand. Thou didst show them no mercy. Upon the ancient hast thou very heavily laid thy yoke. And thou hast said, I shall be a lady forever. So that thou didst not lay these things to thy heart, neither didst remember the latter end of it. Therefore hear now this, that thou art given to pleasures, thou that dwellest carelessly, that sayest in thine heart, I am, and none else beside me. I shall not sit as a widow, neither shall I know the loss of children. But these two things shall come to thee in a moment, in one day, the loss of children, widowhood. They shall come upon thee in their perfection for the multitude of thy sorceries and the great abundance of thine enchantments. For thou hast trusted in thy wickedness. Thou hast said, none seeth me. Thy wisdom and thy knowledge, it hath perverted thee. And thou hast said in thine heart, I am, and none else beside me. Therefore shall evil come upon thee. Thou shalt not know from whence it riseth. And mischief shall fall upon thee. Thou shalt not be able to put it off. And desolation shall come upon thee suddenly, which thou shalt not know. Stand now with thine enchantments, your witchcraft, and with the multitude of thy sorceries, your drugs, your witchcraft, your labs, your marijuana, your heroin, your opium, wherein thou hast labored from thy youth. If so be thou shalt be able to profit. For if so be thou mayest prevail. There thou art weary in the multitude of thy counsels. Y'all done all this stuff in the conscious community with y'all warlock, witchcraft, drugs, and it has come to nothing. Haven't benefited anyone, black or otherwise. Thou art wearied in the multitude of thy counsels. Let now the astrologers, the stargazers, the monthly prognosticators stand up and save thee from these things that shall come upon thee. Guess what? You will have no saving. And you're going to realize the agreement you made with death will lead to your own demise. Walk away from the conscious community. Brothers and sisters, walk away from the dark side. The Bible was always the way. Come learn it. We're teaching it. The Gathering of Christ Church. It's on you, young man.
This to the black devils. That's one precept. I'm going to leave it right there.
Come on.
1 Samuel 16, verse 7. But the Most High said unto Samuel, look not on his countenance, or on the height of his stature, because I have refused him. For the Most High seeth not as man seeth, for man looketh on the outward appearance, but the Most High looketh on the heart. I leave it with that.
Exactly. Anything you would like to say, Elder Gabar or Elder Lawya, before we yield?
No, sir. No, sir. I yield.
Gabar?
Elder, I guess I can, yeah, Elder, can you hear me?
Loud and clear.
Hello, Elder, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I'll stand it. Okay, just one question. I got a question from the text that says, please ask Elder Rawchaa, what do we do if a brother or sister is claiming to be under the attack of voodoo or witchcraft? I guess you can answer that question, Elder.
Yes. Let me tell you, the Most High have freed us from all curses, but we can only be freed through the Spirit of Christ. The dark side have no power over us. A matter of fact, they're scared of us because we're under the hedge and protection of the Most High. You would have to be cleansed through the blood of Christ. Confess your faults. That voodoo and magic and all that can only affect you if you believe in it. Mm-hmm. The spirits that control those vessels, who are witches and warlocks, are scared of the spirit that's within the Messiah. Mm-hmm. They are afraid of the righteous side. You must come all the way over to the righteous side and fear no man. Okay? Fear no man and fear no spirit that have no power. Repent, confess your faults, the sins that have allowed you to be made captive by these spirits. Confess the sins that you've done against the Most High. Repent and be baptized for remission of sins, and that will cleanse you of all curses. Okay? That will cleanse you. And believe. Walk upright. Okay? Understand that. That magic is low level. And it's only for those who believe in it. Okay? When you're subject to the low level, okay, is when you can be attacked by it. There's a higher level that's beyond the dirt, low, poor, black, what you would call black magic level. That's why the Lord tell us, don't come into her secret or her magic. When you lower yourself under it, you're subject to it. Christ is above it. The Most High's power is above it. We are no longer the children of the curse. We've been freed from that curse. Confess your fault, leave off from your sins, and accept the Savior for your protection. His name is Yeshua. Pray in the name of Yeshua through that higher spirit, a higher, and that will free you from all the curses. Okay? And be baptized for remission of sins. Yes, sir. Come back to your Bible. Amen. And come back to your nation. So be it. We're the children of Israel. And that, amen. Amen. And amen. That concludes our discussion this evening. Timely for Halloween. Mm-hmm. Black consciousness, black magic, black devils. Shalom. I think we can play to Zion right now, right? Mm-hmm. Let's play a little music.
Shalom.
Shalom. Good program. Thank you. I appreciate you, my brother. Likewise. I appreciate all you elders. Let's do the work.
That's right.
Let's do the work.
While they're scoffing, we working.
Oh yeah. Hey, brother, I love the scoffers. Mm-hmm. I pray for them and I love them. You understand? I love it. I love the scoffers. It's good to be seen. It's good to know that they know that the work is getting done. There'll be no excuse when it comes time, right? Mm-hmm. You've heard the truth. Right? Let's give them some music. Yeah. Where we don't belong, living in the land, subjugated to sin, they require a song. They came to our door, took us away. One kings and queens, relegated to slaves. Lord, bring us home. Take me to joy, yeah, over the water. Jerusalem calling.